Athletes are always challenging themselves to get better. You've seen this in all sports. Esports is no exception. You can never predict the outcome. The only thing you can control is how ready you are. Over and over, players adapt, trying to improve, fighting hard for every percent gained. Give everything you've got to the challenge and show your finest. Bring your best out. Strive for perfection. It's our goal, too.
Taiwan Excellence empowers innovation in everyone's life. We keep moving forward to a wonderful tomorrow, dreaming amazing dreams and living fuller lives, everywhere, every moment, every day. Taiwan Excellence, everyday excellence.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to eXTREMESLAND for 2020. It is time to delve into the grand finals, and it is going to be ZIGMA taking on Paper X. And look, there is one familiar face here. Of course, it is Pilski, who brought you a bit of the action earlier on over in the semi-final, and he got to see ZIGMA's little victory over there. So how was that one heading into the granny?
They're looking really solid, Mac. They're going to be very, very hard to beat. Paper X obviously playing earlier today as well. We saw some vintage form from them too. Benkai and Defy, all the boys playing pretty well. So all signs point to a banger of a grand final. I hope it'll deliver.
Yeah, look, I did get to see a little bit of Bren yesterday, and they looked a little bit shaky. So I'm not too surprised that ZIGMA managed to get that up. I wouldn't even call it an upset, get the victory today and send their way into the grand final. So look, a little unfortunate that Bren got knocked out. Wouldn't even say early, but they just didn't bring their form. So first competition of the year is always going to be a little bit rocky coming out of the holidays.
Yeah, I'd say those two teams are, like I said in the pre-match for that series, those two teams are very closely matched. They play close series most of the time, but your assessment was totally correct. Bren, very, very shaky, not bringing their A game whatsoever, and the series that is normally close, normally delivers OTs and goes every which way, was a bit of a walkover for ZIGMA. Either way, though, ZIGMA in hot form coming into this grand final. These are going to be the vetoes for you guys. Mirage, which is a map that ZIGMA looked quite strong on in that semi-final. And I imagine they're going to bring in some great form on that map as well. The interesting one for me really is the Paper X pick of Vertigo. I think, honestly, that's a map where they have played it a little bit. It's a shaky one for ZIGMA, but we'll see how it does end up. Either way, Mirage to start things off. ZIGMA going to be on that CT side. So Paper X, I think they will have knife side again. I think it's a knife side kind of deal. And we do have a short smoke and a jungle smoke as well as a molly into window here. So ZIGMA, or Paper X rather, going to be trying to get some of this mid control.
Oh, and as you can see, it is going to be straight up Con Tommy looking to lead the charge all the way into the A site, and ZIGMA now structuring for the retake. Good control of mid and jungle, and should be able to make this one look quite easy. But Tommy, that's CT control, and that's going to help them in this post lane.
Absolutely. Really strong positions on some of these clocks. These two ZIGMA players have got their work cut out for them, and even though Niffy is making it look very competitive in a very rough situation there, I'd say these three Paper X players probably have this round locked down. Hold on.
No way! Tommy, can you salvage this? No! Rolex in the 1-on-3 hits some remarkable shots and kicks the grand final off with a stunning pistol round. What?
Those were insane shots, and Paper X just getting a little bit too loose there. Yes, of course, you're not expecting the CT to hit shots like that on the USP, but you have to say Paper X just handed that one to him. They had the bomb down. They had like a triangle crossfire on that A bomb site. For all of those who have played a game or two of Mirage in your day, you know that's a bit of a death sentence. If you just play the timer, you force him onto the bomb, you peek him from multiple angles. But Paper X kind of just going through the motions on autopilot there and not giving Rolex the respect he deserved.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can back it up in the second round, of course. It looks like it's going to be Paper X looking for some heavy mid control. We've got Reality and Niffy just looking to fight fire with fire there in Con.
You had the bomb plant and a handful of kills. Puts a pretty strong buy on the board here for the T side, Mac. And they're going to play a pretty slow 1-3-1. Just biding their time, trying to draw out that CT utility, maybe punish any aggressive plays. Forsaken seeing if he can poke and prod and pick this connector player off. He might have an opportunity to do that later on in the round. But for the meanwhile, Paper X just biding their time before they pick up the bomb and maybe start to go back towards the B-bomb site.
You can see that Forsaken purposely goes for a bit of a jump there in Pal as well, hoping to draw out these rotations. Just Cause starting to lend some utility. Look at that smoke into Pal all the way from the back of market.
Yeah, nicely done. They have pulled the rotations, actually. A smoke onto top con as well will aid this one player to try to slip up short while the rest of Paper X get their way over towards the B bomb site here. Rolex going to drop himself a smoke, and he will have to go huge yet again.
Oh, here at jail, though. Let's see if he can lock up some of these terrorists running over towards him. No, just the one this time. Just Cause comes in, but Forsaken hot on the trade. They are spammers as well. The spray is not going to be too accurate for them. It looks like it's going to be Reality and Niffy again, deciding whether they want to go for the retake here. Looks like the timing has been perfect for Forsaken. Off the back of the flash from Benkai, they know Reality's here as well, and this should be a Paper X round every day of the week. 1-on-3, I dare say we're not going to see another clutch coming out for ZIGMA. Oh. But that's a good way to start it. However, Reality knows he's running out of time. He doesn't have a kit in play, and he's just looking to cause some extra financial damage with Paper X. Getting those AKs on the ground is certainly going to help him into the next.
That's a good job from the bench there from Forsaken. I'm sure he got a little bit of the expertise from his brother, who is permanently on the bench at the moment, really struggling to leave the bench. So nice to see Forsaken also doing some good work from the bench there. Either way, Paper X, good little round for them to get after throwing that pistol around in the bin a little bit. They force up. It's a nice multi-frags from Forsaken.
Oh, and this is something I was talking about yesterday, Mitch, is that particular skin, which Paper X seemed to have everyone on, has been super controversial because at particular places in maps as well, those white balaclavas are so much harder to spot as opposed to the usual black ones or the usual little heads that they usually have there. But up short, we see Paper X running at the moment. Tommy with the double, and this B split is looking like it'll be fire here. Still two CTs to get past Rolex, looking strong with the MP9 at close range. 5-7 dancing around here. Default Divide knocks him down a notch. Rolex still buying a whole lot of time. PP Overdose comes in for two quick digs. Now it's back to the 2-on-2.
Not over. But again, it's Forsaken in the perfect position. He's flanking in through market here. I think he's found the timing quite well. Benkai just biding his time in apps there, Mac.
Looks like we are going to see PP Overdose make his way to short in time, and he's not going to be able to find any more than that, so it's up to Benkai and Forsaken. Rolex, he's heard that jump. Surely no. As the smoke fades, Benkai sitting in it is going to have the slight advantage, and there you go, Paper X. Salvage that round, which, who was it? Rolex again, making it look scary. PP Overdose, nice little two digs in there as well. But there you have it, 2-1 now in the grand final.
Good start for Paper X. Do start out on that T side of their opponent's map peak, which we all know T side Mirage, you get the ball rolling nice and early, you win some of those big rounds that sort of swing the economy, and all of a sudden ZIGMA can be on the back foot, and that's what you're seeing right now. They're completely out of money for the time being. Did try to go for the force in the last round, doesn't work out for them, and now Paper X, well, they're truly on top of things, as long as they can keep lots of guns up against the USPs here.
Oh, okay. Aggressive play into main, and it is completely stopped in their tracks. Paper X, anti-ecoing up a storm. Niffy is one bullet from his death. He will fall there as well to Forsaken. And it's like the PP Overdose to get any financial damage done to Paper X, but it looks like it should be a 5 men alive position that they're in. PP just waiting to make his move, and he's heard a lot of footsteps going all around him there. Running in through CT. And with the vent not broken, surely Paper X don't expect him in this position. Molly, maybe? No. Okay, Forsaken. Sun's out, guns out, and that works out wonderfully for them. Paper X, 3 rounds now in a row after ZIGMA took that pistol.
Nicely done. All of those guns being retained, as you did mention. It's going to be great for that T-side economy. Now ZIGMA going to try and invest. PP Overdose has to go down to the glass cannon. Rest of the boys, somewhat limited util. But definitely something that they can make work. But it's going to have to be more than just this round, right? You see the strong T-side economy they're staring down. It's going to take a couple of gun rounds in a row to knock that T-side economy down a couple of pegs. So I'd say Paper X in an excellent position. It's good to see Forsaken start off this grand final so well.
Straight up short again. It looks like Paper X are going to be trying to force this B split, which is going to be shut down in its tracks. Just Cause holding short strong, and now the split is turned into a one-prong approach. However, Benkai, Mindfreak, and Divide, they've still got some utility. They've still got guns and their lives to play with, but two-man disadvantage, certainly not going to be making this easy for them.
They're going to try and readjust back towards middle. Utility and just the fact that there was a 3-man setup on that B-bomb site completely shut down that fast short split. But either way, it doesn't mean that Paper X are out of this round. They're going to go back towards middle, see if they can catch any of the CTs off guard, and even if they don't win this round, every gun that they take off the CTs does make a big difference as they have a bit of an economy behind them. They can continue buying forward. So if they just weaken that CT economy, it makes their job easier a little bit later on.
Looking to find some timing up through connector here, just cause. Making sure no wrap comes into jungle. And it all seems to be working out at the moment. Paper X need to hit some nasty shots on the entries to make the A site hit work out. Just cause now just going to be hiding on the balcony. Peeks out. That's going to be a 1-for-1 maybe. Looks like Levi not going to be able to do any more work there. And there you have it. ZIGMA find themselves a second with some very patient gameplay after maintaining the man advantage.
Again, PP Overdose in some really hot form today. A 3K for him on the glass cannon AWP. And he's going to... well, I thought he might be dropping that over to reality, but I think he's going to hold on to it for the time being. Definitely has earned that AWPing duties, at least for now. So a quick window smoke from that spawn position. Very nicely done from Forsaken. I think that's an old thing that Big used to do. They throw window smokes from all these different positions, and that's been allowed Paper X a lot of room in middle here. They don't take advantage of it, though, and if he does spot out the fast progression up mid that Paper X have made, and it's going to give them a bit of con control. Benkai gets straight up there. A minute 35 on the clock, and they're already in con. They're already up close to ladder room, now just taking control of that. So ZIGMA in some difficult positions. They've lost a lot of important parts of the map. How will they respond?
Oh, Mind Freak just making his way into ladder. Missed opportunity there on finding Niffy. But at the same time, you could see early on ZIGMA going for that 3-man stack over towards B and still keeping 3 players over there as well, expecting Paper X, knowing that their tendency is to go towards this B site because it's just been working out most times. And let's see. Oh, the aggression in apps. This is going to be dangerous. Devi on the line, expecting the man close range, but Tommy certainly isn't. Devi will turn it into a 2-for-1. Just cause, though, that's going to be control of Kitchen and probably the round from here. Let's see how Paper X navigate with the 2-man disadvantage.
Oh, make that more than that. Just Cause, again, having an excellent round. 2 kills from him in the previous, 3 in this round over towards that B side of the map. Paper X seemed to have a really tough time dealing with him. Reality as well. That's the second round in a row. ZIGMA survived with 4 players. And what was a rough situation for them, staring down a very strong T-side economy 2 gun rounds ago, is now a bit of an afterthought. They've got plenty of cash in the bank. They've got a double AWP. Now they're staring down an anti-eco. They're well and truly back in control of this half.
Let's see what Paper Rex can get done just with a couple of upgraded pistols. Looks like they're just going to be sending it out mid. Going to go with some strength in numbers, boost out as well. Human flashbang, nice little 360 styling on them. Devi with the knife out. But ZIGMA, they have no idea, no information that this has happened. Smoke at the bottom of con. And again, Paper Rex are looking like they're going to try to bust up short with that top con smoke. All 5 men from this position.
It's just reality or B. It's actually a bit of a timing for them to get across, though, but they don't have a smoke for market. That's the issue. So Rolex is just dodging out if he's staying alive on the site. There was a timing there, and there are some peace-filling players pretty close, but you're seeing ZIGMA, again, just cleaning it up quite nicely there.
Oh, they seem to be aware that Forsaken could be lurking here at the van. It looks like Rolex is just waiting for the smoke to fade. Hits him with the wide swing, but the P250 comes in handy in this situation. Jumping, knows that he's got not much left to live for. 12 HP after the nade, and PP Overdose will connect with the AWP for ZIGMA to take the lead. Successful anti-eco to turn it to 4-3.
Nicely done. Good money built up now for ZIGMA, as I did mention before. It's going to be up to Paper X to crack back into this half. Bit of a back and forth affair so far. Not so much in terms of tit for tat in the rounds, but more so in terms of just streaks of rounds going back and forth. Let's see if Paper X can put together another streak. Try to break that CT money that's built up now. Again, trending towards B straight away. See if it'll work out this time.
They love it. Baiting out that utility early. No one up short this time, just straight out of apps again. Going to be forced into the 1-prong approach, flash through. Oh, they couldn't get out window, and that is actually going to be a bit devastating now. Mind Freak has to go on the entry and wrap through sight, but that flash Timing could have been a little bit more perfect. Reality, though, going to hold and buy some extra time for these rotations to come through. He's actually gone straight through the smoke over to Van, but Benkai mops things up there from the back lines. Now it's up to PP Overdose, who's very far away in this 1-on-2. Just the AWP to try to make this retake happen.
We'll see if he'll be given an angle by these Ts. Say Van and Side is a pretty good crossfire, and that's good info gathering from Devi. A bit risky, but at least he confirms what the position of the CT is, and PP Overdose just going to call to save. Not going to try and convert that one. Obviously, you want to hold on to the AWP as the money is a little bit low on a few of the members of ZIGMA. If you want to go for another double AWP, you definitely want to be holding on to this one. But even just in principle, retaking that B bomb site, a difficult task.
This is good, though. Looking at the money, you've got a very hefty buy for ZIGMA going into the next. Even though Paper Rex are keeping this one nice and even at 4 rounds each. Forsaken off to a scorching start, 11-6 already, just 9 rounds in. Doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Paper Rex.
Yeah, they have a really good kind of like trio of firepower in my mind. You've got Forsaken and Devi, and Benkai, obviously, who's on the IGL duties, but I saw him drop a 30 in one of the previous series to close it out in the semi-final. So we know that even if he is doing the calling, this man could still put in big numbers.
Just a passive approach this time for Paper Rex, waiting for ZIGMA to maybe go a bit aggressive, thinking that they could be low on the util, low on the weaponry.
Ooh, it's
ZIGMA.
fake, I think. Macca's smoke's coming out. Forsaken's just walking out apps.
He's all the way up already. ZIGMA, none the wiser. Oh, that's a huge opportunity. Forsaken. Great entries. Oh, just stop shooting for a moment. And unfortunately, that one doesn't work out for him. Rolex hits him to punish.
Yeah, the round getting a bit awkward at this point. There was some opportunities for Paper X, but like you said, they were playing a bit of a slower round, which against the double AWPs can run you into some problems. No util left for the CTs, though, and Tommy's going to go forward and get that jungle smoke down.
Well, it's thrown on the run, though, and it might not be, yeah, huge gaping hole on the left side, which is going to allow PP to play around the bottom of the stairs, just looking for the drop. It's actually Niffy coming in from under balcony, doing a huge amount of the heavy lifting. Mind Freak as well on the ladder is too inaccurate to make that kill look easy. It's Niffy with the triple from the shadows to get that one done and take ZIGMA, rather, into the lead. 5-4.
Paper X kind of just... You could tell they've got a game plan. They've done a lot of prep here. A lot of set plays coming out, a lot of fakes and early conditioning. You know, they were going towards B earlier in the half pretty regularly. That round, they send Forsaken in to try to make something happen while the rest of them try to work elsewhere. So you can see there's definitely a game plan here for Paper X. Unfortunately, it's having limited success. They have kept the money nice and low. If they can get a kill or two on this round, it will definitely help them out later on in the half. But for the most part, you're seeing ZIGMA. Their strength is just how solid and consistent they are across the board. The multi-fragging when it matters has just been always on point for ZIGMA. Even if things get close, you're seeing one of these boys step up and get himself a double or a triple on the site.
And I'm loving the hive mind, the hive mentality that's going on from Paper X, just on these on these ecos rather, all just trying to stay together. Unfortunately for them, ZIGMA has been very good at wrangling their way out of these rounds. But Benkai has almost managed to find his hands on a rifle. PP Overdose slots one in through Con. And as you can see now, ZIGMA happy to go for the 2-2 split, knowing that all of Paper X were in that middle position. We are going to see the flank starting to come through for Forsaken, who gets the perfect timing in to market. ZIGMA aware that that could have been a hole, though.
Well, yeah. We'll see if it does get checked by the actual B players. I think Forsaken threaded the needle absolutely perfectly. Oh, no, they turn around and check him. Just Cause was aware. I'm not sure where that info came from, but both of them turn around and can't stay alive. That could have been a round for Paper X. They don't turn around at the last second, ZIGMA. Not sure what tipped them off in that scenario, but lucky for them because, I mean, I don't know who was watching that semi-final between ZIGMA and Bren, but I think it was on this map in particular. Bren won 3 eco rounds and ZIGMA still beat them 16-9. So would not like to see ZIGMA in the grand final continue their gaping holes in terms of the anti-ecos. Seemed like Paper X going for a quick one towards A though here, Mac.
Oh, there's the old fast stairs smoke. Jungle to follow as well. And PaperX already out on site. Forsaken. Huge entries. Let's see if Just Cause are going to be able to do a thing. He jumps through. Still somehow gets a kill in that situation. PP Overdose, though, full control of Pal. No one coming in this direction for PaperX. And call out the Forsaken. But a nice couple of trades coming out from everyone on ZIGMA. Keep them in the lead by 3 rounds.
This is what I'm saying, Mac. You know, it's just such an execute-heavy style coming out for PaperX on Mirageful maps. And every time ZIGMA are just keeping their cool. There's smokes flying everywhere. There's flashes. They have limited info. But it's always just one of the boys from ZIGMA just holding on and getting a 2 or a 3K in an important position. There's just no weak link in this team. Even Niffy, who's down there on 5 kills, 3 of those were a multi-frag in a gun round from under balcony. So every single one of the boys just pitching in for ZIGMA against all of the pressure PaperX is piling on. All of these set plays are just getting shut down by multi-fragging and individual brilliance and just the chemistry of the ZIGMA players playing off one another.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from ZIGMA as well. You can see that the way that they reposition, knowing when they have the man advantages, just not getting too overzealous. And even, you know, Just Cause, obviously someone told him, oh, you know, there's maybe a chance that whoever it was, I think it was Mindfreak, had slipped in, or Forsaken had slipped into market. He turns around at the perfect moment, spots him on what would have been like the pixel line to notice that, oh, that flank was actually happening. And then they deal with that one, which could have gone either way. But again, even in that gun round, the fact that PP Overdose has gone aggressive into Pal, his teammates keep him alive for long enough for him to find 2 kills from that position, which seems, you know, unrealistic considering the PaperX are just dominating that A site. And ZIGMA, they take another. So I'm really liking all the protocols that this team is putting into place.
Yep, they're a core of players that's been playing together for a long time, and this ZIGMA roster, I think, was together for most of last year. Less of that tie shuffle going on lately. Just sticking it out. Again, PaperX, the big investment in this round, trying to put the pressure on here. Hero AK on Forsaken, who's having quite a game for himself.
Flash comes in for PP, but he's just going to fall back, not getting too over ambitious. ZIGMA realize that PaperX's buy is not going to be one of the greater ones they've had so far, and happily give up the site. Good nade damage there on the Benkai as well, as we do see the retake structured for plenty of time, so we are going to see the boost over the missiles there. Big flank coming in from Just Cause as well. But it is going to be 2 picks found by PaperX. Niffy and Rolex just out of the equation now. Bomb is going to be planted for jungle, and that's where we can see Mindfreak is heading. He's gone into CT, though, and it looks like PP might be caught off guard. That's going to be one more loss. Just Cause in a 1-on-5 is going to go for it, but only finds 2. And there you have it, PaperX. The mixed bag that they brought into the round is enough to get them over the line.
Yeah, but this execute heavy style, Mac, you know, the pressure never really lets up. They kept taking guns away from the CTs, and eventually something's got to give. You know, you can't rely on these ZIGMA players to just multi-frag every time. Like, you know, they've been showing such a good level of consistency, but eventually there's got to be some T trades to come in there. They've got to get through with one of these rounds. And when they're keeping them so close, that's the economy-breaking round. Hero AWP on PP Overdose here with the pistol board around it.
Oh.
Doesn't end up getting him anything. Great little aim punch coming in there from Devi.
Oh, and you can see Just Cause as well, just trying to run his way away. Stuck there at default. And the push comes through. Under balcony player, I think, has been dealt with early. Looks like the Molotov was enough to finish him off, as Rolex now comes in. Wants to get his hands on that AWP, but it is not going to happen. And it's just reality. And a 1-on-3, Deegan hand. And it looks like he's happy just to play for some exits, try to keep it costly for PaperX, who, of course, looking at their money, don't want to be losing too many more rifles in this position.
No, I'd say if they keep 3 up, they're probably pretty happy with that situation. Getting up towards their 6th round as we head towards the end of this half. It's pretty neck and neck, to be honest. ZIGMA showed us a very good T side against Brent, though. They were very much in control of that whole T half. Even if they did drop a couple of anti-ecos, every single time they recovered on those gun rounds. So this is still anyone's game in terms of this half. Forsaken's on for the 20 bomb, though. Excellent stuff from that man. Obviously, he's a pretty hyped player in Southeast Asia. And seeing him actually play on his first, I guess, like first quote-unquote proper pro team. I don't know what you would say. I mean, he's played on some Indo teams and things like that, but I think most people would agree that PaperX is probably his big step up to play on a proper team with resources and with structure, with some experienced players.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see that young man stepping up in this grand final here.
Oh, and you can see again, look at this. The conditioning has drawn the B anchor off of the B site. Paper X, those fast smokes towards stairs, towards jungle, just drawing so much attention from ZIGMA. And that is going to be the B site open for the taking. Unders player dealt with. See you later, Just Cause. And it looks like ZIGMA, just on the pistols, they're still just going to be jumping out. Rolex with the swag 7 now, looking to cause a little bit of mayhem. As you can see, Paper X fully aware that he has pushed out from the window. Oh, and it's not going to quite connect. Mind Freak at the ready there in Africa. And it looks like it's PP Overdose to maybe get some exits from the top of con. But the question is, how eco-hungry are Paper X, and will they feed him anything?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, to be honest. He's not going to get the round. Even if they chucked all 5 of their guns away, they still have plenty of money. Not really going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things. So, at the end of the day, Paper X, really good tenacity shown by those boys. Even though they got shut down a bunch of times by those multi-fraggers on the CT side, they still kept at it. They still kept their head in the game. Didn't give up too quickly, and that's where they've sort of reaped the rewards of that. The half-buy round gets across the line, resets the money, double eco, puts them right back on even terms with ZIGMA. And now if they can get one more gun round in towards the end of the half, hell, even if they can't, it's a good job done from Paper X as they move into the next half.
And there it is, 20 for 10, Forsaken, putting up the first half 20 bomb. And he's still got another round to stack on some extra kills if he can. Looks like Paper X is going to be sending it over towards the A side again. This time ZIGMA, however, sending 3 players up towards mid, looking for a bit of control, and PP Overdose, throwing that early flash. Might just get them some information if Nifty's heard the jump. I don't think he was close enough to hear it, though.
Yeah, they're expecting that 1-3-1. So setup designed to deal with that. One player playing retake on that A-bomb side is PP Overdose. He wants to try to get a spam kill through the smoke here, but the stairs and jungle smokes really limit his info. There's the attempt at the spam. Almost connects on Forsaken, but that will be the bomb site in control of Paper X. They're going to chuck the bomb down at default, which isn't really the greatest for the post plant. They're going to try and hold this CT control.
Oh, they got Rolex running in this position as well. Smoke is going to be invested, but the molly forces the con players back and buys some extra time as well. However, only 2 flashes remain here for the T-side players. Paper X just looking to peek off the information. Just Cause still with some palace controls. He's coming on the big flag. Tommy deals with this nicely, and it's a 2-on-3 now. Bomb's going to be planted there for Tommy, who goes down, as does Devi, and it is another successful retake to put ZIGMA just barely in the lead as we do head into halftime. 8-7 is going to be the scoreline. Successful retake. And now let's see what ZIGMA can do on the offense instead.
I'd say they can do a lot, Mac. I watched them in that last series. Their T-side Mirage is pretty scary. Very, very good at those 1-3-1s. PP Overdose is so good on the lurk in con. He's so good at finding those timings and just being a little weasel, sitting around connector until the very late round and just popping out and picking the rotations, or just, you know, getting in and killing that that mid player on sort of a more standard default round. Very much anyone's game here, but Paper X, they're going to have to rely on more than just Forsaken as we move onto the CT side here, because you are going to have to hold down all of those positions.
It's going to be the B site, the target for ZIGMA this time. Niffy on the entry is not going to be able to find a thing except some information. Benkai now has a solid crossfire here with Forsaken, and it's not going too well at all for ZIGMA. Not until PP swings in through sight. Benkai going to be tagged down, but in comes the reinforcements from Market Just Cause, lurking his way up a storm. Oh, the timing not going to be favoring him at all. Looks like Mind Freak's found the information. Benkai holding the window push, but this block looking a little bit dangerous. The tap on the head was almost enough, but no follow-up on the Devi. We do see Paper X even things up with the CT pistol, now 8-8.
It's interesting. ZIGMA does the exact same pistol that they did against Bren. Was a lot more successful last time around. Mainly because they didn't just get shot in the head by Forsaken trying to come through apps, and Benkai as well. It wasn't even really a counter strat or anything from Paper X, just some nice shots being hit on the USPs, and now ZIGMA will have to take the single save. Will they get into their gun round in the next? A lot of MP9s, a lot of SMGs here for Paper X, so next round's going to be a bit troublesome because ZIGMA, they have gone for the full save. they will go for AK armor in the next. So I'm keen to see if Paper X is going to play a standard round or whether they're going to do something a little bit tricky in that next round with the SMGs, maybe a push into ramp or something, or B-Apps control.
Devire's got a tall task ahead of him. Running out of bullets to the MP9 is going to be a factor. Finds 2 before it, though, and it looks like the mop-up comes in with both the shorter window players swinging perfectly. It's Forsaken and Benkai to mop up everything there, and that's going to be the lead found by Paper Rex. But again, Mitch, this is what you were saying. Now, look, there's 4 SMGs still alive. You're going for the bonus round here up against what is a full buy from ZIGMA.
On some other maps, you'd look at this buy, like Inferno, for example, you'd look at this buy and you'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like 3 MP9s, but Mirage, I don't want to have an MP9 in any position on Mirage almost. Maybe close A ramp, but that's it. Maybe Con, but even Con, not really. So this is why you're seeing Paper X do such a weird setup. The push on underpass is one of the high percentages with those SMGs. I like the boost on Devi as well. Cheeky little position, but he's actually just got caught there. That is so nicely done from ZIGMA. They've defended that so well.
They're ready for that? In what?
They're ready for that.
Reality?
Too good, mate.
What? Okay.
I'm telling you, ZIGMA are so clued. They're so good on this T-side of Mirage. Hold on, though. Mind Freak.
Oh, knows that he can be in this position, but even with the slow peek around the corner, Mind Freak finds 2. But the mop-up comes in from the rest of the ZIGMA players. Nice trade in the back of apartments. The mid player as well makes things happen to turn it into a 9-apiece game. Oh, we're seeing a whole bunch of agent skins on this T-side for ZIGMA as well.
There you go. Gotta abuse the skin if it's not in the rule book for a game.
Very true.
Oh, what is this? This is weird. Forsaken, he's gonna hero Famis. I don't think I've ever said those words. I didn't want to say those words. I think you are a bit of a hero if you use the Famis. It's like, I want to play with a handicap. Let's just use a garbage weapon that costs $22.50. Bet you Forsaken makes it look good though.
Well, let's see if he can make things happen. It's a 2-for-1 trade rather, Overlord's mid. Looks like Benkai comes in with that Deagle. It's the full attack at mid coming out for Paper X, but it has not gone well for them at all. PP Overdose surviving on 1 HP with a triple kill. He's going to be very happy with that. And look, only 1 casualty in the round increases that economy building for ZIGMA.
And here's where I'm looking at Forsaken that bought a Famis and armor last round and now has 3.9. Didn't do anything with it. That's like literally $3,000 thrown straight into the bin, buying Fatness armor with no impact. It's like, why would you ever do that to yourself? Just buy a Deagle. It's the same thing, basically. Doesn't cost you $3,000.
Yeah. Well, let's see if this Deagle can have some more impact. Mind Freak almost finding the timing, but PP Overdose will at least be traded out by Tommy. Forsaken solid there on short as well. We see the numbers stacked over towards the B site. Bomb not spotted yet because that is still in T-spawn. Let's see if ZIGMA can navigate the round back from here.
Well, indeed. Deagle looks good instead of the Famis. What's a double eco out of Paper X? They took a few guns off them last round and a couple more guns being taken in this round. Man advantage. AK on Tommy. This is not undoable for Paper X. Very doable. ZIGMA kind of in no man's land as well. Bomb and spawn. They don't really know what they want to be doing here. Reality has got ladder room control, but even though he is in a strong mid-round position, ladder room is not the bomb site. Does seem like the play is Just Cause and Rolex try to walk out A and make something happen, and Reality try to control the rotations. That's the go.
Solid positions for Paper X to deal with this split, though, but the timing and when Reality makes his move through ladder is going to be so important. Unless he just holds for the rotations, looks like that's going to be one free one. The equalizer comes out and Devi out on an island here, and he is going to get his head knocked straight off Rolex with that jiggle out of Pal is looking so damn good. And it's up to Benkai to 1-on-3, who doesn't seem to have been heard running in through CT yet. Maybe he has. That one's going to be cleared out. Just Cause, head ripped off. We are going to see Rolex
maker though as well, isn't it? That extra kill. That really deals with the economy.
A couple of flashes in the hands of Rolex as well to maybe set up Reality for some more info. Bomb planted for them, and ZIGMA. Protocol is just to make sure that they lock this round down. Benkai not tapping the bomb. He's just hungry for the damage. He might just find it here. However, Rolex looking sharp as anything. 2 nasty kills to keep ZIGMA back into the round, and that's going to be 11-9, stretching out the lead.
And that 3-on-4 is exactly why ZIGMA is such a strong team in Southeast Asia right now. You'd see so many Asian teams, like even put a team like Tyloo in that situation and they'd probably implode, you know, but ZIGMA so calm in the mid-round, even in 3-on-4. They played that so perfectly. Ladder player bides his time and pokes out at the perfect time to pick that jungle player. 2 Voiks just going straight into A, you know, just keep their calm, keep their cool. Now in for the short split, but Devi's already found a pick on the meanwhile.
All the way up, Niffy. Just looking to find another entry here. Solid line going to be held to Benkite. Niffy's played this game before. We're going to see the trade coming out for Forsaken. Dropping a HE in a solid position. Second man coming up short. Molly forces Forsaken out into the open. Great utility usage coming out from ZIGMA. Paper X now sending both players in to market. Just looking to make this retake happen.
Reality's on the big flank around as well. Is the save from the CTs, but you can hear Reality. I mean, Reality can hear them rather. Guns being dropped on the floor. He's flanking around through triple. Surely this is a lineup. Excellent stuff from Reality. Just a 4K in that round, opening up the site and keeping the rotations in check as well. Make sure the CTs don't have a single thing coming into this round. Reset the economy yet again. And this is why ZIGMA is so scary on T-side Mirage, even in difficult rounds, even when things get a little bit hairy against the Pistols in the mid-round on that B-bomb site. They keep their cool and they just read the rotations perfectly. All of the individuals just making the right calls at the right time. And that's going to put them in a very strong position to close out Mirage here. What
is this one? Deep jungle smoke, maybe?
I think I saw them do this against Brand as well. This might be like an anti-eco execute.
I don't think I've ever seen a smoke thrown from up on the fence here. It looks like it is a...
Stairs. It's stairs.
Yeah, half upstairs smoke. Yeah, there you go. PP Overdose, ready as ever, getting these entries working. However, the man on the balcony, Mindfreak, holds strong for now. You can see Devi as well, just trying to play the one-way over that smoke at CT. And things aren't going too well for Paper X at the moment, but they're still just trying to find some lines with these Deagles. Oh, Devi, another found. And now maybe a chance.
It's a 3-on-3 though. ZIGMA have looked pretty good in these situations. And again, a strong post plant. Flash over the top sends Reality and Niffy into positions to try to pick the cross.
Reality. Great reaction speed there as Devi went for the swing straight in. Niffy as well dealing with that other player at CT. Benkai, see you later. Forsaken also saying his goodbyes as ZIGMA now take it to 3 away from a dub in map 1 of the grand final.
Really strong money on this T side now. They've just kept plugging away and plugging away. Reality over 10K is the bank of ZIGMA right now. Paper X, another buy around for them. They're running out of opportunities. Let's see if they can start to slug back into this series because there is a lot of money in the bank here for ZIGMA and they have a very strong T side.
Benkai straight over the short and missed opportunity there. Good damage to PP Overdose, but unable to finish the job. Now, PP is going to be left out on an island at top mid, just trying to play this position solo. The other 4 players starting to split out from Pal and Main. And all the way towards the A side, Devi going to be caught sleeping there. Tommy able to at least trade, swinging in from the top of Con. Mindfreak drops that smoke, trying to find himself a one-way. But ZIGMA, they've called the audible. They're going to be going all the way back towards the B side off that.
Yeah, PP Overdose still at top mid. So still on that island, so to speak. He wants to try to buy his time, read the rotations if possible, and he might be given an opportunity onto Tommy here in a moment.
Oh, opportunity might have just been missed. Now, Tommy, 2-man peak is going to be too much for him. As we go back to that 3v3 situation, but Forsaken, he's hunting on a very one-and-done line here, but he makes it work for at least one and no trade. Reality not swinging in with his teammate. And from here, we do see the rotation back towards A, but Mindfreak has that PAL control, and Mitch, it is looking unlikely that ZIGMA have a round from here.
Yeah, but still, it's getting a little bit on the close side. Make sure we keep these 3 guns up if you pay per Rex. Mindfreak, oh man, 96 in 4 kind of situation. That just hits you right in the CT feels.
Oh, and there you go. Forsaken holding the cross from short was enough. Last man spotted. 10 seconds left on the trot. And there you have it. Forsaken comes in with a triple in that 3-on-3 to mop things up for Paper Rex. And we aren't going to see ZIGMA edging towards the victory just yet. But they do have the economy to buy it one more.
Ah, for sure. And Paper Rex, that really took a lot of the money out of the coffers for them. Tommy's got to go down to a Famis. They don't have any money left in the bank. So if they lose this round, this is going to be an economic reset. ZIGMA will probably get up towards match point following an anti-eco. But Paper Rex, let's see if they can string a few together. Divide doesn't overpeak and lose his life to reality.
Oh, Just Cause. Missed opportunity there on a jump in Forsaken. Who's gone straight into Van. Ventet flash over towards the apps, and it's not quite enough to secure. I thought Forsaken had that one dead to rights, as Just Cause was so damn blind in apps.
I'd love to read his console right now. His console log. How many and how many was that? I mean, it was 88 and how many? Either way, first man advantage goes towards ZIGMA. And they're just doing the classic on Mirage here. Working that mid-round. Reality and PP overdose. Tommy, though, makes the push. Pretty experienced man in SEA. He knows that he has to make a bit of a play in this kind of a situation. Unfortunately, Device caught off guard, and now PP overdose with jungle control, and this is exactly what he was doing to Brent.
Let's see how it goes from here. Benkai smoking off apps as the bomb starts to rotate its way through, but Just Cause going straight in for the info. PP, the flank is what opens up that B site. We are going to see another pick found for Mind Freak. But from here, 2-on-3, again, Paper Rex. They realize their economy is not in a good way, and it looks like the save is going to be the call.
Again, PP overdose just a little bit too good on that con lurk. Boosted up into window. If this man makes it down middle safely and gets into an annoying position, it could just be round. You can see he just reads the timing so well every time. It's another big impact play for the man that puts ZIGMA on 14. Puts Paper Rex's economy in a bad way here.
I think the question we need to be asking at this point, though, is what's ZIGMA's Vertigo going to be like? Because, you know, if you're a team that's usually pretty good on Mirage, your Vertigo might not be in the same fashion. But I guess we'll see.
They're 1-3 on it. They've played twice against Huatsai. They've lost and won against Huatsai, and then they've also played a Chinese team and lost 19-16. So they played quite close against Huatsai. Wonder if any of the Huatsai boys will talk to Paper X about their Vertigo, because they played them 3 times last year, 2 times at the end of last year in an Asian league. So Huatsai should be well and truly informed on ZIGMA, and we know some of those boys have played together before, maybe good mates from old boot days. So maybe get a bit of intel. Go hit him up, ask him what's going on.
Ooh. A little bit of help from the mates.
Someone needs to help ZIGMA's 5th player get in the server, I think.
Yeah, he seems to have gone on a bit of walkabout. You know, just enjoying his Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, you know. Why play Counter-Strike when you can go outside and, you know, check your internet connection?
How was your Sunday evening, Mac?
Well, I slept. I had a pretty rough sleep last night. Then went to the beach all day. Took Pico for her first day at the beach, which was really cute. And she's a very strong swimmer. I'm a very happy, very proud dad, I think. What's going on here? Have we?
Must be genetics.
Okay, no worries. So this is going to be a restored round. It's just unpaused. I think it came in with the tactical. So we're just waiting for this player to
oh, there you go, Mac.
rejoin the server.
Jordan was saying this before. It's your fan cams.
Yeah, I big fan of the fan cam. And again, this one is just as good as any with me on it. Let's be real. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll figure out what this issue is. Hopefully we'll get the final player back in the server and we can get towards the later stages of the game, because we're almost there, you know, 25 rounds deep at this point, and ZIGMA are putting on a show, but Paper X, they're not done just yet, starting to try to claw their way back in.
They are. It's still going to be tough for them. Chasing on the CT side is never a good experience because the economies are so fragile, but at least that round And the last couple have started to chip down that tick side economy a little bit more. So that makes the game more winnable. But, I think either it's going to be ZIGMA has just got a couple too many rounds and they've got that T-side economy and maybe a little bit of loss bonus if a few rounds go by the wayside. Hell, if they've already put Paper X in a bad situation now. So if they get this next round done, the game's over.
Yeah.
But even so, they're still favored. Even if they don't get that next round, I'd say they're still looking pretty good to close out Mirage there.
Yeah, I feel like it should be a ZIGMA game. Hopefully there's no momentum lost for either team with this tech pause, with this little tech issue. And hopefully we are back in very shortly. Because I'm excited. I haven't seen Vertigo. Well, I feel like I haven't seen a lot because I've had a couple of weeks break. And even though I've been playing CS, I just feel like I want to see a good Vertigo match. Watched a little bit of some of the other tournaments towards the end of the year, and there was a whole lot of Nuke being played all the damn time. But I feel like we just never get to see Vertigo enough.
Yeah, not normally. Some of the Chinese teams will play it a little bit. You'll sometimes get a bit of a Vici Gaming Vertigo or a Tai Lu or Invictus playing it a little bit. But for the most part, not really a map that's touched a whole lot. Either way, we do have 5 Thai guys back in the server.
5 Thai guys. It's like 5 guys, but Thai. That'd be a good little chain name.
If 5 guys was Thai, it would probably be better. Thai food is just superior overall. They just have a better palate than Americans. Guaranteed.
I've never actually had 5 guys, but I did hear it's coming to Australia, so hopefully
it's pretty good.
Soon
pretty
we
good,
can figure
actually.
it out. Yeah.
I remember I had 5 guys in America. 5 Thais, says our producer Jim. 5 Thais. If there was a restaurant called 5 Thais, I would probably go there and eat. But I remember I went to 5 Guys and they asked what size fries I wanted. And I was like, I think I picked the biggest one. And they just take the paper bag and they fill it with fries and then put your burger on top.
On top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty good.
Love it. Well,
I don't know if it was just that particular 5 Guys or if that's something they do everywhere, but
yeah,
that made me giggle.
I only got around the In-N-Out and a little bit of
I still
Jack
haven't
in the
had
Box.
In-N-Out.
Dude, In-N-Out was so pog, so good. It was very, very good burger. And if I went back to America, even though I don't eat bread, I would break my diet solely so I could have those burgers again, the double. Oh, mate, it's something else.
There you go. All right. Well, maybe one day we'll get to do that together, Mac. We tick that off the bucket list.
Yeah, one day. Well, once we can travel internationally again, then hopefully we can maybe make that happen. Even if it's not for work, we can just, go to IEMNY. Well, actually, in New York, they won't have In-N-Out. So, hopefully there's some
like Shake Shack, isn't it?
IEM Oakland again, get that going or something.
Yeah, they had, I think I was in America when they had IEM Oakland, but I didn't go.
Oh, missed opportunity.
I could have gone. I could have circumvented my road trip to go to Oakland for an IEM, but
yeah,
I was on a road trip across America and I was like, I'm not here for esports. So that's how you know I'm not a true gamer. Like some people in chat, I bet you they would have booked it to Oakland, but not me. I'm not a real esports fan.
Yeah, I was really sad as well when I was working in America. I was over there when TI 4 was on, and I wanted to do was go up and just experience TI, and I just couldn't get time off work. I was so sad. I was like the biggest Dota nerd at that point as well.
I've been watching Dota again lately.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's different now, hey? Like the meta's, everythinging's changed. Even just like the visuals.
They got, every time I come back to Dota, there's a couple characters that I don't know what they do anymore.
Yeah.
Sad.
That always seems to happen. Same with League as well. But look,
we don't talk about that one.
No, we don't talk about that one. We are going to talk about Source 2 though, and when that one's coming to CS. I'm watching videos with Launders and stuff, and he's always talking about Source 2, and I don't know if it's a meme at this point or if it's actually going to happen, or if we're already living the dream. But imagine just how many frames we could all get in Counter-Strike if Source 2 just turned up one day,
I'd like frames.
I like frames.
I've always had tough times with frames in Counter-Strike. I still have tough times with frames. Because I like watching a stream on the second monitor, but unfortunately that just equals immediately minus 100 FPS for some reason.
Yep.
Sad days.
Even just having Chrome open sometimes just, knocks the FPS down a notch.
All right, well, the players are finally ready.
Woo!
So we'll be getting back into the game. Thank you for readying up, guys. Appreciate it.
Casters did not start the game. It was the players this time.
We couldn't find the button. Either way, the button has been found. Now we're into yet another gun round.
And it's straight into mid, not waiting up for anything here. Pipi overdose over towards bench is not going to be able to have too much impact. It's actually Reality swinging from the top of mid. Dealing with Mind Freak there, trying to play the one way it lowers.
4 and 5. Good situation for Paper X. Forsaken is going to try and dig them out of it. Here's Just Cause just jumping around like crazy.
What is he doing?
He's trying to do a one-way. He was doing it earlier.
On top of the lamppost?
Yeah, he jumps up on the couch or whatever.
Yeah. He's made a bit of a blunder of that one. A little bit too loud on Forsaken. Pulls out the smoke, thinking he might have had to save his own life there. He's going to be isolated in the back of Apps. Looks like the clearance will come through, but how thoroughly? Not thoroughly enough. It's Forsaken for 2. 6 HP remains. No control of the bomb, though. Still no eyes on the prize. Oh, he's making a bit of noise here. 6 HP. Managed to pick up the AK just in the nick of time. Looks to play the off angle, hoping, he can maybe thread the needle. We'll get back to the B site safely.
He's still solo on the site. No one's rotated over to B. I guess because he felt safe behind a smoke now. He's flashed over. He's gathered the info. Surely the rotations start to come out now.
A little bit of chip damage as well as the cross came through. Good flash from... Actually, I think that was a ZIGMA flash, so unfortunately didn't help them out. Not long enough. And we are going to have time for these rotations to come through. Big flank coming in from Benkai as well, which we need to keep an eye on. But Devi trying to make his way out of market. Bomb actually planted that empty pillar, so ZIGMA, that's going to limit their post-plant potential. AWP shot is going to be missed there. To do CPP Overdose swinging in, mopping up the pieces. Devi now just drawing a whole lot of attention as Benkai walks his way in from apartments. Nice little headshot on the Niffy. It's up to PP to try to clutch this one, but he's going to be in straight between a crossfire, which does not go his way. Just can't decide which direction he wants to peek. And there you have it. ZIGMA, successful retake to carry them, Paper Rex rather, successful retake to carry them across to 11 rounds. And ZIGMA still going to be hunting for those final 2.
Yeah, Forsaken just dragging them kicking and screaming through this game. 31 kills for the man. Really, really massive performance. Couple of the other lads chipping in as well here and there, but it's mostly been Forsaken having a massive amount of impact for Paper Rex. Finally, you're looking at ZIGMA. Their money has hit the end of the road, so to speak. Most of their cash invested into this gun round. So this is an opportunity here for Paper Rex, who have a healthier buy than the previous. They have access to an AWP.
Ooh, Benkai. He's just going to be standing there straight on the fence, and he does have some cover from Devi, so he'll fall out. However, Tommy, unfortunately, going to be sent to the grave, stuck underneath Cat before. Now back to the 4-on-4 we go. Reality seems to be aware that Benkai is in that ladder position. Silent boost up, and that's going to be at least one, but he pulls the knife out. Benkai, great reaction to bring it back to that 3-on-3. But still, this position and the positions that ZIGMA are in seem to favor them. Let's see if Paper X can stop them from making their way up. Niffy gonna have a bit of a whiffy.
So low-hanging fruit. Mind Freak doing a good job playing retake A there. Just gets to 1 kill and gets the hell out of there. And Paper X, well and truly in control of this round. Niffy trying to mind that jungle position, control some of those rotates. Just Cause doesn't feel safe enough to put that bomb down, but Niffy actually sneaks through the murder hole and murders Forsaken. So now puts it into a 2-on-2, but bomb still not planted with 40 seconds to go.
He did get spotted going back to jungle as well, which does indicate to Paper Rex that the bomb is probably sending it straight back towards the A site. This patience might just be putting the seed of doubt in the minds of both the CTs. However, there's no real safe position at the moment for the bomb to be planted unless cover comes in from Niffy, but just on 20 HP, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Eyes off the prize, flash into CT. Bomb is going to be spotted and not planted. 8 seconds now. The cover needs to go there for Niffy, but he's going to go down. Spray comes in for Benkai, who will just allow that pattern to reset, tap away instead. And it looks like we are going to see a couple of upgraded pistols, AWP retrieved as well. Paper X crossing their T's, dotting their I's. And there you have it, 12 on the board. ZIGMA struggling to find themselves a 15th round.
Yeah, but they're still continuing to put damage in, Mac. And I'm seeing the CETs really reducing their loss bonus while dropping a lot of guns along the way. So ZIGMA, they buy up a couple pistols here, maybe 2 or 3 kills in this round, and the round's still staying close. That's where Paper X just gives themselves no room for error, economically speaking. Need a really clean anti-eco here to keep themselves in this game, I feel. Can't keep relying on these XVXs going favorably for them as they get towards the end of this game. It's just not going to happen every way. They need to give themselves some more room for error.
Nice quick boost onto the balcony there as well. Unfortunately for Paper Rex, it doesn't provide any early picks. But even so, we are going to see the numbers start to gravitate towards the A side of the map. Double CT setup, giving up a whole lot of control there at mid, but Forsaken, eyes on the prize through Con, will be able to find the info. Smoke at A main, Paper X not going to be forcing their way back in towards the site as ZIGMA start to find all that control. Smoke at the top of Con stops any information for Forsaken being seen. Plant at the front of Triple is going to at least, help them in terms of the economy. Now, PP hiding there at the Great is not going to go in his favor. Spotted and dealt with by Benkai. Paper X continuing the streak of rounds to keep them in the game.
Still drop 2 guns, though, there. ZIGMA get the bomb plant. Fair amount of loss bonus built up for them. We'll be able to put together a pretty nice buy here. Paper X drop 2 guns over. Still empties out the bank accounts for the most part. Maybe 1 or 2 players will hold on to a bit of cash after all's said and done, but not clean enough, perhaps. We'll see. Scoreline getting very close, but this is the issue, right? You're chasing on the CT side. You're not having very clean rounds. ZIGMA, they've got that loss bonus. They're on the T side, which is much more forgiving. It's a lot easier for them to close this game than it is for Paper X.
Yep, they get that 1 round, and then the second one seems like it should just be oh so easy. Early smokes, however, out towards the A site, and ZIGMA following with the flashes. Mindfreak trying to fight from underneath. Looks like the counter utility is going to look good for the moment. PP overdose, however, dealing with Mindfreak. Who's isolated there on site. Tommy finds one with the spam through the smoke, but it is going to be trades aplenty all over the smokes there at stairs. PP overdose getting a little bit too big for his boots to buy as well. Edging out with this smoke now all the way into site, which we are going to see another smoke dropped in the middle of site.
ZIGMA pumping the brakes a little. Again, in the 3-on-3, just taking their time. They know they don't have to rush anything so much. The longer they wait, the thinner the CT rotations will be spread to give a little bit more room for movement. Now the movement starts to come in, still a crossfire between CT and Balk.
Divide. He is dusted. They seem to be fully aware that he'd gone into the shadows. Now it is going to be a 2-man push into CT. Benkai holding the spray, resets it, and finds almost all 3. Reality down to 20 HP. Him versus Forsaken, who's had a stellar performance so far. Let's see if he can edge his way back in and maybe clutch out another round for Paper X. ZIGMA on the edge of a 15th, and Reality secures it.
Yep, and that's where you see, finally, all of that loss bonus comes in. Mindfreak, double eco. Tommy, double eco. Devi's got 3k. It's a nightmare scenario. Just no money to work with here for Paper X, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Current state of CS economy. You're chasing the scorelines on the CT side. You're dropping guns here and there. No clean rounds. You end up just lose that 1 round, even if you won. Like, how many did they win in a row? Even if you win, 3, 4 gun rounds in a row, you're closing the anti-ecos. It doesn't matter. All it takes is that 1 round, and you reset. You're punished. Not unwinnable, though. Could still get an ult. Could get a rifle. They're trying to put the pieces together, Mac. How do you make something like this work? We saw Paper X had a pretty interesting bonus round, with the boost on underpass and the push in unders and stuff. So let's see if they can come up with something creative yet again. Orp on Devi, he's been having a bit of a quiet one, but this will be a great round for him to step up. Obviously, you give Forsaken the M4. The rest of the lads would like to see them grouped up, maybe playing a site together with the pistols, something like that. Let the Orp roam around, look for a frag. Let Forsaken maybe hold one of the sites, retake or something like that. The man will probably get you a kill.
What has Benkai got? Is he just rocking the old smoke USP half armor.
Oh, he's got a famous.
There's a famous there. Beautiful. Okay, well, at least there's something. Mind Freak as well, just down to the CZ. Tommy with the dig. Let's see if ZIGMA just execute their way to victory, knowing that the economy should be broken finally. In comes 4 smokes, a whole bunch of flashes, and it looks like this site is going to be taken. ZIGMA now just 4 kills away from taking the dub on map 1. Tommy, close range with an eagle, hits him with a 2-tap. He's going to be Benkai as well, finding something with the Famous now. Forsaken, trying to make his way back in. He's had a stellar performance at the moment for Paper X, but the CT side's been a little bit more rough. Let's see. Oh, finds the equalizer, and we're into the 2-on-2 in the post lane.
There's no kit, though, for the CTs. Palace and Ramp post-plant with the smoke on Benkai, though. Could create a little space. He actually throws it onto Ramp, so that's going to isolate Rolex here. Oh. Nice frag from Benkai in towards Palace. That's going to be the difference maker. And now Rolex stuck behind a smoke. Benkai's done it for them. That's beautiful work from him. Perfect smoke in the perfect position. Experience really shows there for the man. And that's going to keep Paper X in the game. See if they can actually push it to OT here, because you're looking at ZIGMA. Their money's not so good, Mac.
No, certainly not. And it seems like we could just be waltzing over the line. Depending on how ZIGMA play this one, of course. It is going to, bring us a couple of AKs, decent utility, and down to just a Mac 10, a Tech 9, and another Mac 10 for Nifty. So I still see the world where this one obviously gets closed out by ZIGMA. They're heading over towards the B site, looking to play to their strengths given the scenario. And is it a fast approach? Mid-smoke's thrown. Paper X, will they be caught off?
That's the question, isn't it? Still 2 sets of util. Benkai and Forsaken have looked pretty solid on this part of the map. First smokes come over. Forsaken drops the Molotov straight away.
Oh, Rolex, though, just trying to close the distance, but Forsaken is ready and waiting there with the AK in hand. 2 found, and is it going to be enough? Buy some extra time for these rotations to come through. Mac 10 running straight into the market. The buy is going to miss the very crucial shot, and just like that, it's turned back. PP overdose, finding one of the Benkai, and it's Tommy and Mind Freak to try to keep overtime alive for Paper X.
It's going to be difficult. Retake on that B bomb site. They're in such a good position. That's a good frag, though, Mac.
Mind Freak is going to be taken out by Reality. Nice sharp headshot found Tommy. They know that he's going to be edging his way in from market. Footsteps made, and the one-on-one's not won, but the round certainly is for ZIGMA. 16-14. Reality with a 3K to close it out and take map 1 for ZIGMA in the grand final of eXTREMESLAND 2020.
That was a really good attempt from Paper X, though. Always so hard to chase on that CT side. Very nearly could have got into OT. In fact, they were setting themselves up for it with that last round. The buy was really good. They got those openers, but a little bit too rushed on the retake. Got caught off guard by some of those bisc pushes with the Mac 10. And unfortunately couldn't get it done at the end there. Always hard to retake that B bomb site, but what a hell of a game. Would have liked it to go into OT, to be honest. It was very exciting.
Yeah, very, very close game there on Mirage. And I feel like I really liked what I saw from ZIGMA, but of course, Paper X, that comeback almost happened. It was so damn close. And if you have a look there, Forsaken, 5 kills away from dropping the 40. Oh, that is absolute ridiculousness. ZIGMA as well. Someone there with 33.
Reality.
That was Reality? Okay, cool. We got all the in-game names. You got Alan Thar, Nifu, Nico Baby as well. All there in the server, of course. But it was something. Certainly was something there in map number 1. 16-14, so things couldn't have been any closer in regulation, and I dare say we're going to get something very similar on Vertigo.
I would hope so. I'm kind of interested. I'm intrigued with the Vertigo pick in this series from Paper X. I'm keen to see if it is going to end up working out well for them, because obviously Mirage is the choice of ZIGMA in that series, and that came right down to the wire, as it is the choice of many SCA teams, whereas Vertigo, a little bit more out there. Let's see how it does end up panning out.
Yeah, well, we do have to go to a quick break before we get into map 2 of the series. Is it going to be a 2-0 or is it going to be a 2-1? Let's find out after this short break.
Athletes are always challenging themselves to get better. You've seen this in all sports. Esports is no exception. You can never predict the outcome. The only thing you can control is how ready you are. Over and over, players adapt, trying to improve, fighting hard for every percent gained. Give everything you've got to the challenge and show your finest. Bring your best out. Strive for perfection. It's our goal, too.
Taiwan excellence empowers innovation in everyone's life. We keep moving forward to a wonderful tomorrow, dreaming amazing dreams and living fuller lives. Everywhere, every moment, every day. Taiwan excellence, everyday excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time to get into the action for Map 2 for the grand final here of Extremesland 2020. And it is going to be ZIGMA taking on PaperX on PaperX's map pick of Vertigo. And it looks like we're already into the pistol.
At least on HLTV, PaperX don't have an official on Vertigo listed. ZIGMA have a couple, but they've looked a little bit mediocre. At least they've got some reps in. Let's see if this map pick is going to pay off for PaperX or not. Need to try to turn this series around.
Oh, look at this sneaky setup as well. Oh, mate, Reality, who's just hiding this little noggin under the sandbags. That goes in off the back of a flash and tries to shut down the beast which PaperX was trying to pull off, but it looks like the rotation goes all the way back now. Mindfreak still running up into the B site. The bomb's actually here as well, and it's just some late rotations coming in, but the flood straight to site works out for ZIGMA. It's going to be a 3-for-1 trade at the moment. Benkai looking to try and bring this back at some way, shape, or form. Tommy with an aggressive pick finds himself a good amount of information. Benkai trying to deal with the flank, but it's going to be Rolex and PP Overdose to mop things up here over on the B site. There you have it, 1-0. PaperX unable to make that one happen.
Done. Good pistol round to start things off. I think Vertigo, you know, it's not a map I've seen ZIGMA play too much, but obviously they have a couple of reps in on it, and I'm just thinking, you know, we got all these strong players. Vertigo, the kind of map where CT or T side, one of the boys can go make an individual play and have a bit of impact. So that's something scary to look out for. You know, I'm thinking about PP Overdose just running around shooting people. Vertigo, definitely one of those maps where, you know, you got a rifler, Can go take some initiative, can definitely have some impact, can definitely read some rotations, find some gaps.
There you have it. Devi and Mindfreak teaming up there with the Glocks and P250s to cause a bit of chaos over towards the A site nice and early. That's going to trigger a whole lot of rotations coming up from ZIGMA, but Paper Rex just holding their wit and nerve and slowing things down there.
Extra M4 to work with that you didn't start the round with. Definitely going to help out if you're Paper Rex. Pretty much going to be protect the president at this point as they're moving in a bit of a pack. Try to group up and hit one of those bomb sites together, create a little bit of space for trading because they do have that man advantage.
Forsaken looking to lead the charge there with the MP9, but the proactivity coming out from ZIGMA as well. Niffy makes his way into T-spawn and could just get in behind enemy lines, but let's see which direction he decides to go. It seems he will go in behind B. PP overdose. Playing over behind Gen. Just waiting for this flank to come through and for some information. Not going to be able to cross over to default. Gets head ripped off by a couple of little pistols teamed up with that MP9. But Niffy on the flank finds the bomb, which is now dropped down the stairs. And Devi puts himself in a very rough position. 18 seconds. Needs to retrieve the bomb. And there's 2 CTs rating down below in the depths here of the stairs. This is going to be a second round for ZIGMA every day of the week. There you have it. Niffy cleans things up. 4 kills at the end to save that round for ZIGMA.
Oh, M4 doesn't get retained either. Last second, they couldn't quite reach it. Little noodle arms don't quite get the job done. And now you're going to see ZIGMA have to reinvest in 3 of those guns, and Paper X goes straight in for yet another buy. So Glock's doing some great damage in there. That's going to give a little bit more room, economically speaking, for Paper X to work with. They win this first gun round. All of a sudden, they're off to the races. Could reset that CT economy and take control of this half nice and early.
Let's see if anything changes. Looks like Reality's copped a whole world of damage there. Spotted over the top of the smoke, and he's going to be stuck behind the tarp there. Fortunately for him, he does manage to escape. Big nade onto Mindfreak. Bowled straight down there by Rolex. So it is going to be traded damage over towards the A ramp engagement. Everything slows down though as we do see ZIGMA going for that double mid setup. Still just jump peeking at ramp for the info. Paper X rerouting. Looking to stack the numbers here at the bottom of ramp.
Yeah, definitely some cheeky positions for the CTs. Going to take more than an MP9 to hold down that bomb site though. Although Rolex is a pretty strong player. Going to be quite hard for ZIGMA in general. I think Paper X really going for quite a good play in this position. High percentage. Execute straight onto that site with only MP9s to defend is going to be really good opportunity to put themselves in a post plant. And there's very little util for ZIGMA to just come in and try to attempt a retake at this point.
Well, Rolex in a solid position at Tetris though. Might be able to be flashed in, but there seems to be no flashes close. Looking like he's going to try to charge into Vi, though. The cover over the top finds Reality, and that's going to be first blood. Straight in the post plant. PP overdose hits back with that Famis. As Niffy makes this flank start to come in. It's hitting that trigger a little bit early, I'd say. As Forsaken holds his ground there at short, looking to make his way back into Elbow, and he does just successfully. Tommy going to be holding on the outsides of the map. Mindfreak going to get his head knocked off, and there you have it. Devi will clean things up and keep Paper X in it for their first round on the T side.
Nicely done. Double reset on PP and Reality. So CT's not having a good time. Straight up just not having a good time at this point. We'll have to take a double eco or try and force their way out of this bad situation. As for Paper X, they're chilling. They're chilling now. They just got to try to make sure they don't fall down against the pistols. Force Bite comes out really late. Bit of indecision from ZIGMA, actually. Not what you want to be seeing. If PP overdose just cops a double nade straight down to 1 HP.
Such good placement. Just stacked in through the window there at mid. All just cause. Not expecting the man a little bit closer though. Tries to throw that MP9 away and it almost cost him his life. But Benkite just unable to spot him through the smoke there on the edge of the box. So ZIGMA will keep 5 alive for now.
This is not the ZIGMA that we've been seeing most of tonight. A lot of indecision going around at the moment. A lot of players being caught off guard a little bit. Again, Paper X Trying to play the high percentages. Great HE nades. 3 HE nades connecting for about 40 plus damage, really, already. So that's a promising sign. Paper Rex look well prepared. And again, like I said, they're going to try and play the high percentage, try and go for an execute on this site. But with 2 players in secret, that might throw a bit of a spanner in the works. And there's 2 more over near the side as well, Matt.
Oh, nice molly to lock them into. Smoke about to fade, and Ben Kite has a platter of food waiting for him inside that smoke. How's the timing? There's one and the second. Lineup's found. Everyone on ZIGMA just falling in a matter of seconds, except for Nippy, who is just going to be running away, looking to keep the armor alive, as well as that Deagle into the next, because, well, the economy's not there, so having anything is going to be a little bit of a bonus. As Paper X, 5 alive, could not be asking for more here on the anti-eco.
Yeah, I don't want to call anything super early, but I'm liking how Paper Rex are looking. I'm thinking we might be going 3 tonight, Mac.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Paper X, almost with that comeback on Mirage as well, showing exactly why they're here. Very sharp team, very great structure.
I think this series deserves Train as well. It's a map that both of these teams don't mind playing, so it would be a pretty fair way to end the series, really. Whoever wins out Train between these two definitely deserves that grand final of SCA eXTREMESLAND, that's for sure.
Of course, of course. Both of these teams with a pretty short road to the finals. Now we are in that single elim structure. Only having to win 2 matches, making it all the way here. Let's see if they change anything up. ZIGMA, the point of focus, as we see Reality lurking his way straight downstairs early. Does have Niffy here looking to take some contact. Will not be able to draw enough attention, and the Deagle gets no work done. That's going to be the B site found. PP Overdose tries to make his way back in. Nothing working out in round 5 so far for ZIGMA. Oh, see you later, PP. Just Cause. Oh, spots the barrel. No, yes, does. Bink with the USP. Not going to be any match for that AK.
Oh, finally enough money to buy for ZIGMA. AWP comes in on that glass cannon. See how they go in this gun round. Paper Rex, some very clean rounds. Wow. 6+ K in the bank across the whole team.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's basically my wet dream as a color caster. That just eco's so clean, you can eat right off them.
Let's see if they can keep building it up. Maybe hit those quintuple digits nice and early here in the first half. Big nades again. Just going to be chipping away at Rolex. Four-man stack.
I like
over towards the A ramp.
Yeah, I like what Paper X is doing as well, which is nothing. They're just waiting for the CTs to use all their util. They know they've got a massive utility advantage, and I'd say they're just going to walk straight up ramp and execute the site again. Problem is, this time, ZIGMA, like you said, a lot of players stacked over there. They're looking to try to... I was going to say they're looking to try to disrupt them, but it's just Reality being left out on an island here. The rest of the boys have rotated for the most part. Rolex is playing above him, though. See if these two can get a lot of work done.
Oh, missed opportunity. Rolex as well tries to get the fade away. Forsaken on the corner. Opens up with the Mac 10. And this is just going to continue to build the money. Just Cause now trying to multi it down, but he cannot. And from here, it looks like ZIGMA might just call the save in the 2-on-4. But it's Vertigo, so, you know, where are you going to save? Paper X, they're going to be able to hunt you down in moments.
Yeah, I mean, ZIGMA, I've seen them play Mirage and Inferno and look really solid, but maybe this is where they fall flat a little bit. When you go a little bit wider on the map, or you put them on a map they're a little bit more uncomfortable on, they're not looking nearly as dangerous. Seems like Paper X are kind of holding all the cards at this point.
Oh, PP. Not going to be able to find any more action. Niffy as well seems to be in quite a safe position. With Paper X, they're hunting over towards B. Not really going to be able to find any of these remaining CTs. However, PP running in, not quite spotted at the end. And there you have it. 4-2. Paper X. A very solid showing on the T side so far. And I really liked what I saw from ZIGMA in the previous round as well. You could see that they're continually refreshing that smoke at the bottom of ramp, just looking to dominate control. It reminds me of what the old C9 used to do as well. They were a pretty damn good Vertigo team, had a whole lot of util on this map.
Oh yeah, they had like so many different spots to refresh that ramp smoke.
Mm.
Yeah, it's cute. Doesn't help ZIGMA out all that much in that last round though. At least in round number 8, they might have access to a proper buy with full utility. Doesn't look like anything's going right for them this round though.
That's a sick angle by Benkai as well, just playing the pixel line, not spotted as he does spot however many CT players crossed. Mops almost all of them up himself, has a little bit of help from Benkai, and now Rolex in a 1-on-5 is looking very unlikely to get too much damage done with the Deagle no armor.
Just look at the bloody money, Mac. 5 alive again.
They're stacked.
Oh,
Forsaken, he's almost maxed.
mate, all 5 of these blokes can buy a Rolex at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Double AWP here for ZIGMA. See if that is going to give them a bit of a chance here, because this game has not been close. Paper X have just been mopping the floor with them.
Well, let's see if anything changes here. Mindfreak going to be dropping that smoke up towards the corner to try and edge up. Maybe even just bait out extra utility from ZIGMA, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Attention of 3 players. They're still over towards the A ramp. As we are going to see the boost up behind the wood wall. No, they decided against it, going for the close boost instead. Actually, Tommy, he's gone up solo. Niffy has to fall back, drops a nicely placed nade, which chips away at Tommy and Mindfreak. Paper X still just holding their wit and looking like we are going to see them go for the B-side exit.
Got a push down ramp on the other side of the map though. It does seem like the flank's coming in pretty quickly here from Just Cause as well.
Entry's not really going in favor of Paper Rex just yet. PP holding strong there back at CT, and as you mentioned, that flank could have had some impact, but Just Cause only able to find the single. Did they expect the second man? Not yet. Rolex drops that bomb down the B stairs, similar to what we saw over on that pistol round. And there we go. Paper X finally showing some cracks as ZIGMA keep 4 alive, perfectly reading the situation and collapsing onto Paper X trying to hit B.
Yeah, much better stuff from ZIGMA. Just needed to get a full buy, it seems, get some AWPs rolling, get some utility together. Hadn't really had access to that full loss bonus and all of the things they wanted on that CT side. And Paper X have only really shown the tendency to go up towards ramp and hit that site. As soon as they test that other bomb site, they end up having a lot more troubles. Now back straight to ramp for Paper X, picking up the pace a little bit more this time, Mac.
Oh yeah, and ZIGMA. Still 3 players here at the ready. 4 players rather, rotating that mid player over as well. Rolex going in off the back of the flash. Forsaken in a rough position, but he will fight his way out. A bit of cover as well comes through as Forsaken finds 2. Unable to tap away at the head for a third. PP overdose, wants to go in. At the top of Tetris, mollied out though. Continues to try and fight. However, Paper X looks like they're going to hit the Yui and slowly make their way back down the ramp.
Well, take their time with that man advantage they've found. See if they can increase the percentages. Try to find the gaps in the CT's defense. Niffy makes the mid-round push into middle. Wants to find a bit of an advanced positioning or a bit of a gap in the defense that he can exploit. Because it's going to be hard to make this round happen with a man disadvantage. But Benkai comes through middle. Might get the flank in on Niffy while the rest of Paper X set up here towards that B side. I think the guys found the timing nicely.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, he might have been looking at the radar, a bit of a messy spray, but at least he finds the info.
U2 comes in, Niffy. Not going to be able to hold solo. Looks like we are going to see Bogdan's Law coming into play, but the double AWP retake is going to be effective. Bomb's not planted yet. Does it seem like Devi was just trying to get into the perfect position to plant that bomb, Molly forcing him straight out into the open. Paper X still in with a shot, but it's going to be hard in the 3-on-2.
Double AWP retake still going to be difficult. Made a little easier by PP overdose. It's just hitting everything on the one rifle that does come into the site. Forsaken though, all of these players so low, Mac.
Look at this positioning as well. He's playing this to a T, isolating all the fights and just chipping away. They're trying to find that bomb at the back of the site. There's the first, second. No! Unable to stop that defuse from coming out. Reality as well after the defuse. We'll add some insult to injury. Forsaken falls, but that was so close. Those sprays looked so good, but just unable to find the final bullets on those last 2 men.
And I just feel so bad for ZIGMA right now. Like they've won 2 in a row, but the money just never goes away. They just keep buying on Paper X. That's what Clean Ecos gets you. Just unlimited buys that never stop coming at you on that T side. Whereas ZIGMA, I mean, they win rounds, they just reduce their loss bonus, and every time they drop guns, they've got to reinvest in those, and at some point, something's got to give, right?
That's it.
Another slow round for Paper X, not contesting ramp this time. Biding their time behind those ramp smokes. There you once again are seeing ZIGMA refresh, but it looks like they want to go aggressive again. Just Cause and Rolex playing pretty close up together. Reality also on that all blind contesting from the top of the scaffold there, but he's going to fall off. Maybe not choosing the right timing here.
Well, that's it. You know, Mindfreak just throwing that smoke halfway up the ramp is enough to bait out so much utility. Just Cause in an advanced position here, playing at the scaff, but unfortunately, a bit of a one and done spot. Rolex for 2 traded through. Tommy doubles down. As we go back to the 2-on-2, PP overdose looking to find its way over the top. But again, Tommy feeling nasty. Nice one tap to close it for the quad, and a big round coming out for Tommy to secure another for Paper X.
That's some vintage Tommy. It's been a while. Oh, very, very old boot Dreamscape memories of Tommy having some big rounds here and there, some clutches or a big half. You know, he's not the player that you necessarily rely on to step up all of the time, usually a bit more of a role player, but if he gets into the right position at the right time, he could definitely have some good impact, and that's one of those examples.
He had 1 bullet left in the clip for that one tap as well.
Just one tapped him. Why not?
Just makes it that a little bit better. Nice little clutch from him.
And that's what you love in a role-playing kind of player. You know, he does his job most of the time, but when he's needed to step up or every once in a while, he can have a big round to sort of push you over the top. And you see, as we said, that CT side economy, man. Even after they win 2 gun rounds in a row, Paper X's money is still just rock solid. It's funded by Bill Gates at this point, or maybe Elon Musk. He's now the richest man in the world, I think.
Just unlimited money.
Whereas ZIGMA, you know, they're trying to rub a couple of pennies together. They've come up with some deagles, see if it does anything for them.
ZIGMA eventually going on an adventure through mid. PP wants to make his way down the ladder and hopefully thread the needle. Let's see if he can get this timing to work. Just silently jumping onto the ladder. Paper X, all 5 players in this position together.
It's doing it again, man. Just chuck the execute at the site. Why not? Going up against pistols, what are they going to do about it?
And the rest of ZIGMA is stacked on the wrong side of the map this time. PP looking to come in on the flank, but he seems to have just barely missed the timing. Long range with a 5.7. He's actually going to tap away for 1. Maybe some more. Now there's the numbers advantage for ZIGMA, but it's going to be hard to get back in without armor on a lot of these players.
Definitely. Might break up close. There's an opportunity where he could get isolated there, but Paper X are passing all the tests with flying colors at this point.
So many bullets just spammed through the wall there. Look at all the bullet holes. As now it's just exits the call for ZIGMA. Trying to find anything. It looks like they're going to run in last minute. Nothing really else found, and Paper X happy just to survive. Benkai will just get away on 6 HP, and Just Cause saving his armor, unable to get his mitts on any primary weapons, so that won't matter too much anyway. As ZIGMA are going to be buying up into round 12. Paper X though on a bit of a rip, bit of a tear.
Just looking to maximize this T half, push it as far as I can possibly go. Why wouldn't you at this point? PP Overdose is glass cannoning an M4. Okay, no, he's been given the... There you go, thank God. Thought something had gone awry there, something had gone horribly wrong. Unfortunately, some of those players are slow out of spawn, and Mindfreak is all the way up scaffold into secret. While the rest of the boys walking through middle, PP is on the line.
Gets there just in time, waiting for the boost over the top. That is going to be the bomb spotted as well as the first blood found. Just Cause knocks Mindfreak down a notch, and there's going to be no lurk left over towards the A site now as Devi has to continue to try and dominate it mid, which he almost does. The swing in traded by Benkai for another. This is looking good at the moment. Tommy falling to PP overdose, and it's up to Benkai to try and clutch in this 1-on-2.
Yeah, put my money on him. He's definitely a player who can clutch up big. He's just going to bide his time, wait for the flank to come in, wait for the over rotation, the CTs to second guess themselves. They are playing one apiece at either of the sites, so Benkai just going to let some time elapse, let them maybe perhaps make a mistake or just try to explore some other part of the map and create a bit of space where he can come in for a flank into one of the sites and get himself a bomb plant in the 1-on-1.
Just deciding where he wants to go now. 20 seconds, and it looks like Just Cause will stand in his way, or at least be able to stay in the advanced position for the retake timing. Who's it going to favour? Benkai edging forward. Just Cause not spotting him as he goes to sight, and Benkai fully aware Just Cause could be in this position, but he's going to go in solo, not waiting for PP to come in. But it works out anyway. Advanced positioning, nice line held, and a beautiful 2-tap to Benkai is enough to clutch out another for ZIGMA, keeping it close at 5-7.
Double AWP retained. Unfortunately, I don't think they've retained all 5 players in the server, which means we're probably on for another classic Asian CS pause. Have you got any of those max timeout quizzes prepared?
Oh, okay. So while we can't see the player names in the server, I can't remember them actually. I was going to ask, okay, what is Mindfreak's name in the server? This is not multiple
Judy
choice.
French.
Ah, you got it. Okay, good. Your memory is better than mine. All right, everyone close your eyes. Everyone at home, please close your eyes. Don't look at the stream. That's cheating. How much money does Benkai currently have to buy into this round? Did you close your eyes, Pilisky?
I didn't, Mac. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't ask you now. All right, close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Okay.
All right. How many kits does ZIGMA currently have going into the next round?
They probably haven't finished buying yet, have they?
Or maybe not.
Okay.
How many does it look like they're going to be taken into the next round?
Maybe like 3?
Oh, almost. Currently 2. But they only have 4 players, so there could be a third in there.
Yeah. Keep that one
right.
upgraded. Upgraded. Upgrade the kits.
Updated, graded. Oh, we're back in. Niffy in the server, and it seems like we are live. No buy coming in for ZIGMA, but they're AFK, so I dare say we're going to have a bit of a round restore. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Niffy, the only one running around. The other boys are all AFK. Let's see if PaperX realize this. They're just still throwing out all their utility, playing it like it's a normal round.
They're playing a good game here, PaperX.
Yeah. Doing very good work. Just throwing that smoke almost every time, halfway up the A ramp. Here it is. The restore comes through.
That was a quick restore for an Asian CS match.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've waited a long time for the admin to chuck a restore in there.
Looks like we'll just wait for him to hit the old .Rs. Exclamation R's, whatever you're rocking. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing from both teams. You know, it was a bit of a slow start for ZIGMA, PaperX, trampling over them on the T side. And currently the way that the meta does unfold on Vertigo, as you usually see it looking like it's a very T-sided map. But it depends on the team as well, of course. You know, sometimes over in Europe, there's a couple of teams that are very good at setting up for the retake and using that utility very effectively.
It's a long way down. How many stories up this is? Now the buy comes through. Do have the double AWP, lots of util as well. And they do have 4 kits, Mac. So I was wrong. If he goes down. And one traded back by PP. So into the 4-on-4. We'll see who that does favor. Still a lot of util to work with for Paper X here. See if they can once again show their prowess in the mid round, but they do need to try to avoid some of those AWP angles. Mid round push from PP Overdose. And a mate there towards mid. Push on ramp works out too. ZIGMA not resting on their laurels in this 4-on-4. Making pushes all over the map and finding a fair bit of success actually. So now into towards the 3-on-4, Paper X just going to do what's been working. And again, it works. Devi finds a pick onto Reality. One player in towards Scaff and one on site though, Mac.
Let's see if Rolex can buy the time for these rotations, which are going to be coming out thick and fast. Just Cause already on the flank. You might be able to find the timing onto Devi, who's standing there with the bomb. There's the bomb on the ground with full control in the hands of ZIGMA. 30 seconds for both Paper X players to try and retrieve it. Ooh, nade going to be dropped. No, missed utility from Just Cause. Unfortunately, he will be smoked off. Bomb retrieved. Just Cause knowing he can maybe find some timing here. Rolex waiting close on the side as Forsaken. He spammed down and finished off. It's off to Benkite, who's not going to be able to get too much more done. There you have it. ZIGMA holding that 3-on-3 and sending it across the line to keep it quite even as we do head towards the half. Is it going to be a 6-9 affair, or are we going to see it go to 7-8 again?
They're having a hell of a run, Mac. Like they're basically playing a team with unlimited economy. Every round they play is versus a gun round. There's no resetting the T side, but they're still just slugging away. 6 rounds, trying to get a 7th now. Let's see if they're able to do it. A hell of a solid half considering the circumstances here. Nice push in from Niffy. But he's been left out on an island. Peepy's just left him.
Ooh. Benkite, nice trade. PP, however, doesn't want to get caught on too advanced a line. AWP, playing a dangerous game, but he will get away. Scott free, and with a man advantage for ZIGMA, so ZIGMA couldn't be asking too much more in this situation. Oh, PP spots that through the catwalk. And we say see you later to Benkite as well. This is not looking good for Paper X. Forsaken in the 1-on-4 now.
Yeah, another good flank from ZIGMA. They seem to find so many gaps in the defense, sneaking through middle, pushing down ramp. Niffy pushing the stairs. Just every part of the map being pushed relentlessly by ZIGMA. These guys are playing with no fear right now, and it's really rewarding them. Nice round from PP there. Triple up from him. Kalat, Deagle headshot to close it out. Not to mention the fact that this gives ZIGMA an 8th round to buy into, potentially. If they could pick it up, that is. But none of those reset scenarios right at the end of the half. That's what you want to be avoiding. As for Paper X, again, like I said, unlimited money for them. They're just going to keep buying up, but no guarantees they'll be able to take an 8th at this point. ZIGMA looking really strong. I'm keen to see if they show that same strength on that T side.
Well, that's it. We saw that they had quite a strong structure on the T side of Mirage. Obviously, Vertigo's a different ball game, but keeping it this close at the half is something I didn't believe we were going to see, you know, halfway through this first half. Paper X were just so far out in the lead. Yeah. Just hitting everything, looking so structured, so solid. The
economy as well. Like, you almost never see a CT team fight for a half like this. Once that T-side team just has unlimited money, it's basically just like watching, like, I don't know, someone punching down essentially. Just getting punched in the head over and over again. And every time you actually get a punch back in and you get a round on the board, you just get punched straight back in the head and fall down. Got no money. Have to take a save. Happens all the time. The CT's side economy, it's just so hard to just bring it by rounds back to back to back to back.
Well, let's see if Paper X can maybe take that lead back as we do head into the final round of the half. However, ZIGMA, 4 players again down towards ramp. This time, ramp. Oh, see you later. Mindfreak ramping up the speed there as well as he does take the head straight off Rolex. Getting a bit big for his boots, pushing in towards the ramp smoke. Flash through, but no one to follow for ZIGMA. Just staying standoffish, keeping Niffy close there on the scaffold, trying to change the CT setup this time.
Yes, a bunch of players still there. He's going to send it straight back in. Unfortunately, Mindfreak, aka Judy. It's a little bit too strong.
Good Reality, though, dealt with nicely as Just Cause hits back yet again underarm smoke as he falls back towards the A site. Let's see if Paper X can deal with him. PP, a dangerous game, leaving that B site. Rotating to mid. If he does make any scope sounds with the AWP, Paper X could be aware of his whereabouts. But for the moment, he's just running around with the Deagle.
Again, the ZIGMA not resting on their laurels. Unfortunately, Paper X has had enough of getting caught off guard. Do bide their time and group up, and they will just go straight towards this site. PP overdose. Let's see if he can have a pretty momentous round here. 1v3, stuck behind a whole bunch of util.
Oh, you love to see that. Retake util thrown. Forsaken knows he's got some time to play around and not have to stick the bomb just yet. PP missed opportunity, but he's just going to tank the timing in the smoke. Tommy spotted, but slightly missed with the flick, and Paper X will lead at the half 8-7.
See if they have a strong CT side for themselves. That could have been a very, very one-sided T side. Could have been going for an 11-4 or something like that, but credit to ZIGMA, they've kept it very, very close, and they've got the map advantage heading in here, so won't count them out on their T side. They've got a couple reps in on Vertigo. Maybe they've got something for us, whereas Paper X, very little officials on Vertigo. Wouldn't want to see any of those cracks appearing in that CT side, because at this stage in the grand final, you're already down a map. That's where the pressure can start to get to you a little bit.
Let's see if the pistol is where ZIGMA ramp up again. I think it's just going to be standing nice and deep here, looking to take a bit of mid-control divide jiggling, trying to work out the timing. That's the info we needed, and it is going to be the three-man setup at mid that ZIGMA are about to run in towards. Full retake at 8, currently for Paper X. ZIGMA, they're going straight into a bit of a meat grinder here. PP at least with the cover, and that's going to be the B split looking at them good. Forsaken, low close range with USB. Needs to find something, but he does not get a thing. Benkai chimes in from behind. And the bomb now needs to be retrieved. It's dropped under the window. Oh no, this is looking so unfortunate for ZIGMA. Everything went right until the bomb was dropped, and now it's a 1-on-3. Rolex though, he's done this before. We've seen him with the USB.
Don't feed him.
Goes towards him. Oh, the tag up. Devi is now going to be left last level. 23 HP. Rolex, a couple of bullets left in the clip. 3 to be exact, but Devi jiggles in and will tap the head to keep Paper X with a 2-round lead. I saw it happening, Mitch.
Oh, man. They almost fed him. They almost fed him again. The 1v3 doesn't get it done this time, though. It was a clencher, Mac. Oh, my heart rate's going. Either way, Paper X, they get it done. Now they're going to go into their anti-eco. Let's hope that they can just deal with the Glocks or P250s or whatever there is pretty handedly. Just get this round done, head into the first gun round.
Forsaken with the fadeaway. He's going to find Rolex all on his lonesome. The rest of the team a bit far back due to that Molotov, but Forsaken's not done. Finds a 4K, just death from above, jumping up on the plywood. Paper X secure double digits first here, 10-7.
It's a lot of money. All right, let's see how they're going to utilize these MP9s here, Mac. Again, this is another map where you don't want to see them play a default kind of round with 3 MP9s. And there's plenty of opportunities for aggression on Vertigo. You can push ramp, downstairs, you can push middle. You can definitely find angles and opportunities with these MP9s. So it seems like they're sending 3 towards the ramp. 1 MP9 still over towards the B site. In fact, 2 MP9s in B in middle, which could be a bit of a liability actually against the AKs and armor, but Rolex has copped a lot of damage from that utility.
Yeah, great combination used by, was it Forsaken? Yeah, he's pushed up on the aggressive again, just looking to try and find some timing. Flash in, that's full retake of the B stairs as well. Putting Forsaken nice and close to the plywood. ZIGMA very interested in making their way up the A ramp. That smoke again just going to be refreshed. And ZIGMA deciding on what they want to do. Still just holding their ground for now. Clearing out the flank from mid. Over the top, PP's just waiting for any information, spotting the jump peak. And I don't know if he's quite seen Tommy's legs. It seems he is aware of this position. Waiting for Tommy to maybe go a little bit too over aggressive. He'll get away off the back of a flash, and that's a world of information for Paper X.
Yeah, great info. Keeping tabs on those T-side rotations. Doesn't seem like ZIGMA are ready to commit to anything just yet, but with 34 seconds, they got to get a wriggle on here. Going to start to size up that B bomb site now. Forsaken still has a smoke to be dropping. Benkai is a little bit further away, still keeping tabs on middle. Now the smoke gets dropped from Forsaken. He's going to play up in front of it, over the top with the sandbag.
Oh, and this is going to work out wonderfully unless he looks the wrong direction. So, tiny bit of a gamble, but gets at least the information and a pick. Benkai can't quite get back to sight in time. The smoke not blooming. Divide with the M4. He's just going to be rushing and trying to stop that bomb from being planted. PP with the cover. There's 2 seconds. He needs to survive, but he cannot. And there you have it. Mind Freak coming in with the final kill. Paper Rex, 4 rounds in the lead. 11-7 over ZIGMA, who can't find any openings here over in the second half.
Bit too rushed in that 3-on-3. If you were looking at Mirage or Inferno, I think ZIGMA would have been much more composed, but didn't really think that they had it together on that B bomb site. Just not enough time to put all the pieces together at the end of the day. And Paper Rex put together an 11th round, but not only that, forced their opponents on an eco, so an opportunity for them to steady their economy. And a much more, all-around performance is what I would say for Paper X. No 35 bomb for Forsaken. All the boys really pitching in, having a good game for themselves.
Oh, and PP just slow peeking around the corner. Smoke still with a nice big gap in it, but Just Cause trying to make a gap of his own. Can't find the second 1D as Benkai will trade through. And in the 4-on-1, it's looking unlikely for Niffy, 19 HP, a Deagle. And he might, yes, maybe able to get his mitts on that M4 over towards mid. But I dare say Paper X of this one on lockdown. 7-12 should be the scoreline.
Well, the scoreline that is most important in my mind at this point is Paper X and how many players they have alive. And I think 4 is a good number.
Yes.
Keep that CT economy nice and strong as they are in the lead here. Give themselves an economic buffer, but also a round lead of 5. So really setting themselves up strongly to take this map away and try to push us through to a third in this grand final. But ZIGMA are not out of it yet. They still have a couple more opportunities to get back in this half. 2 or 3 more gun rounds before this game gets ended. If not, them start to slug in with a couple of their own.
Well, as you mentioned, Paper X, the economy looking good in the second half as well as the first. They've just been winning the game in terms of the money, but this boost from Mindfreak might be able to find something great. Molotov put in the perfect position. Tommy.
Do you reckon that was intentional?
I think it was supposed to go over, but it might have hit the body block. I'm not 100% sure, but it's worked out regardless. As Rolex finds the opening and expects the second man there, the spam not quite hitting Mindfreak. It's a big old box in the way to survive. Yeah. Paper X still with the numbers here over on the A side.
I'm going to go for a bit of a push, but that's just been dealt with so nicely by Niffy. 3 quick taps, and that is pretty much done for Paper X. Forsaken trying to stay alive, but Just Cause is already behind him, already in peak position, ready to shoot him in the side of the head as soon as he tries to go for this rotation. And it was messy, but it doesn't even matter because Just Cause is just in too strong of a position. That's where you see Paper X keeping their money nice and strong is going to help them out here because they just lose that first gun round.
Oh, those 3 kills.
Sharp.
Immaculate.
How many bullets was that? That was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Very sharp shooting from Niffy.
He wanted more as well. You could see him swinging wide. And he did find the information on where the final player was, which was enough to secure the round for ZIGMA, but they need a few more. And Paper X's economy is at breaking point, so a very important round now in round 21.
Where you can start to see the half completely turn around. A very quick play straight up the ramp from ZIGMA. So far, trade's going good, but now the crossfire for Paper X is just a little bit too strong. Another trade back for Reality. This is where this messy mid-round can have a bit of an impact. Just Cause slips again through middle and finds Benkai, but Forsaken's got tabs on him.
Jumping up, though, he might have made a little bit of noise. Let's see if that one's going to be heard. Reality. And Devi just playing a dangerous game down towards the bottom of ramp. The big flank comes all the way through now. Devi, does he know that Just Cause has maybe found the timing? Forsaken flicks across just at the perfect moment. And it's going to be a 1-on-2 Reality. He needs to try to isolate these fights, which he will, but he gets his head ripped off by Devi, and there it is. 13 on the board for Paper X, 3 away from taking us to train.
Keeping that round buff up. 5 in the lead. ZIGMA, once again, reinvesting, though, do have the money to buy up yet again. A little bit light on the util on a couple of players, but they do have access to that all. An expensive round for Paper Rex, though. This is where ZIGMA could reset them and start to close that round gap, but that's where the round gap really helps out. It's going to give Paper Rex not only the buffer in terms of rounds and room for error, but also the ability to build up their loss bonus and have a bit more of a forgiving CT side economy as we move towards the tail end of this game. Just it's going to increase their percentages of being able to close Vertigo and bringing us through to a third, which is obviously what they're looking for here. Bit of a different setup for Paper X this time. Focus on middle. And I think ZIGMA recognizes that. They're going, hey, hang on. Where's all this util at ramp? Where are all these CT players at this part of the map that have been there previously?
Yeah, where have they gone?
They seem like they're just walking straight up scaff. They just going to walk into the site, or will there actually be an execute here?
Well, as they edge over to short, it's looking like Mind Freak might just not be in the position to at least find the information. He's dropped that molly. A good amount of time to buy some rotations. Benkai on his way over now. And Mind Freak, he's just on that very tight line looking for the info. ZIGMA, in comes the execute, but Paper X, look, there's 4 players here ready just to dump those nades, dump those mollies, and stop the bomb from going down with 40 seconds on the clock. Tommy, he wants to go forward. He's just waiting for these flashes to come in. Doesn't want to be too blinded up himself, and it looks like it is just going to be the full site flood as soon as this bomb plant is going to be heard. PP looking to play close and stop this push from happening, but he takes his knife out, and the bomb gets planted successfully. Mind Freak goes in, PP's down. In reality, he tries to go for the coverage, but there's just utility everywhere and a whole lot more for Paper X to set up for the retake. Smoke goes down on the bomb. Reality deals with that one at least, so Benkai falling. Paper X starting to be picked apart. Nifty looking sharp on the rifle, sharp as ever. Rolex stops that defuse from happening. Forsaken down as well, the reality. And it's up to Tommy, who swings in through the smoke, but a great post-plant hold coming up from ZIGMA in the 3-on-5.
That breaks the money. Double eco for Paper X. Forsaken, double eco. Tommy, double eco. They're going to take a timeout. Would have been a much more doable retake if the smokes had been positioned a little better. And the flashes, there was 4 flashes. I'm sure you were staring at them as well, Mac.
Yeah.
First 2 came out, and then Tommy doesn't throw his flashes as well to create more space. I feel like you just get those flashes out in quick succession, high over the left side or, towards the ramp, and you just come in on the retake nice and hard there. That's probably a successful round for Paper X, but the flash spacing is not good enough. I think they're a little bit too confident coming in with the numbers, trying to go for that smoke defuse. And I mean, it's a classic on Vertigo, isn't it? The bomb plant on A and then just spam through the smoke. That's just so meta on Vertigo. Kind of sick of seeing it, to be honest.
I'm interested that we aren't seeing more nades picked up by Paper X, just those ones that you drop straight onto where the default plant is. It's been such a solid strat, especially over in Europe. You see it used every single game just to deny the plants every time they go down. And you can set up for the retake with the numbers advantage. However, Paper X, they almost did that. Unfortunately, they just got picked apart.
Yeah, I think they kind of overestimated how strong their numbers advantage was. When you see T's in a post plant at ramp over there, like even if it is a 3-on-5, like that round is still very much winnable. And you saw exactly what happens when you run in quick succession onto that site, try to fight through smokes, try to force the issue onto T's in those entrenched positions over towards ramp and sandbag. What is essentially a 3-on-5, doesn't really feel like it. Even though the T's are, in disadvantage in terms of the numbers, they can still very much win that round, and that's exactly what happens.
Molly to elbow. Niffy does get naded down to 68 HP by his teammate. Paper X now just going to be going all guns blazing straight into the ramp, looking to go for the retake, wrapping in, but Niffy's been disregarded for the moment. It's going to be a 3-on-2 trade, favoring Paper X, but not for long. Rolex coming in with the tap away. It seems like we are going to see Mind Freak trying to hide there at Scaff, but he didn't want to bait. Swung out into the crosshair of Just Cause, who picks that one back up. And Paper X, they lose yet another, but they keep it costly considering they had minimal investment into the round.
Yeah, it's good to see them take a couple guns away. Don't want to see them invest here. They still have round count to work with, and this is where that 5 round count that they kept ahead of their opponent really comes into fruition. They're really increasing their loss bonus now, give themselves much more chance at coming back into this game. See if they can keep this one expensive as well.
Oh, okay. They've taken another eco.
Yeah, of course, of course. They're so far ahead at this point. There's no way you force a light buy here. They only had like 4.5k. Just double eco, max that loss bonus, and try to win out those gun rounds.
Yeah, just freaked out for a moment because I saw someone throwing the ramp smoke without armor, and I was like, hang on, what's going on here? But they're all on the same page. I thought someone forgot to buy. Anyway, 3 remaining Paper X players are very interested in trying to take the fight to Niffy, as well as Reality over towards ramp yet again. Flash comes in, and so does the Bast. Oh, ramp player goes down. See you later, PP. Devi traded. They know that there's a few more players around yellow there. Swing comes through, and Niffy deals with Mind Freak nicely. Benkai, 1 on 4. He just wants anything at this point, just wants to keep this round as expensive as possible, but ZIGMA realized that he's probably over towards this side as well. They stacked it before, they'll probably stack it again. Look nice and thorough, getting rid of that AK-47 as well, making sure there's no chance of a save for Benkai. Bomb plant. We'll go down over towards the B site here. Nice and open.
Anyone's game, isn't it? T's have pretty strong money if they keep 4 alive. Paper X, they do have that still a bit of a round buffer, and they have full loss bonus pretty much at this point, so they can get those full buys in.
Was the AK on top of the box? It was. They've spotted it. Oh, he can grab that.
Nice.
Throw it down the elevator. What are you doing, boys? Come on, ZIGMA. Surely.
Thought they were being sneaky.
Maybe.
Unfortunate. Do give that one-shot headshot potential to someone on Paper X. Keen to see if there's going to be the double AWP here for Paper X or not. Honestly, Devi, he's been okay this series, but haven't seen any of that superstar AWPing from Devi just yet that I expect to see. I'm like, Devi, finally primary AWPer, ready for him to drop bombs. And I do know he's had a pretty good map or 2 here or there. I think not this tournament, but the last tournament I was keeping an eye on Paper X, he dropped a 40 on one of the maps and they still lost.
Wow.
So,
well, let's see if the rest of the boys can really hold their weight, because they've been doing a decent job of it so far. Util thrown off the crane, but no rush coming out from ZIGMA up the ramp this time. Paper X. Oh, Benkai hasn't bought armor. He saved the AK, but he forgot he didn't save armor.
Oh, no.
So the thing that I was worried about in the previous round, I'm now more worried about in this round, and he's still holding the AK too.
Anxiety-inducing for Mac. Oh, look at all these players in very, very open positions. Paper X playing some of those off angles, Mac.
Oh, look at this as well.
Oh, who needs armor? He didn't even take a bullet, mate. Calculated. He's saving the money.
Oh my, he has gone for the big brain play of not buying essentially anything into the round, and he's going to be rewarded for it by being able to drop a rifle if anyone does fall for Paper X. 5v2, and this round has gone perfectly for them so far.
Who yells at you if your in-game leader doesn't buy armor? I don't know if Paper X has a coach or not. I'm going to have to ask Nick to pull rank here. Someone's got to keep him in line.
It was strategic, I swear. There you have it. Rolex unable to make that one happen. The flood comes through, and Devi connects perfectly. A lovely round coming up from Paper X to secure a 14th. Still 3 rounds in the lead and 2 away from taking us to train. But again, let's see. Benkai does realize that he didn't buy armor, and he will purchase that one up into round 26.
That's like cooked I am, Mac. It's after midnight, and I've forgotten about Alex. I'm toxic. It's like best coach in Asia, coaching Paper X. There you go. Alex can get in there. Tell him to buy the armor. Either way, though. Paper X, that's a really solid round. 5 alive. They're able to put ZIGMA's money on the breaking point with a fair bit of cash in their back pocket. 3 rounds in the lead. They're looking fantastic to close Vertigo here and push it through to train. And I think that's what this grand final really deserves.
Yeah. Ooh. I just noticed as well, I feel like the team models on this map because they don't come, the default team models, they have the money bag that they run around with on Vertigo. That actually sometimes clips in through a couple of the walls on this map. And if you have a different team model, you won't have the bags that clip through those walls. So see how Niffy there has the bag?
Yep.
If you walk with your back up against yellow, sometimes that'll glitch through and it allows for an open spam if anyone's playing at the top of ramp. That doesn't seem to be too much of a factor. It hasn't happened so far as I'm aware. And the other thing I was worried about as well is a couple of the CT models. You know how the size of them is larger and it pokes over the top. I'm wondering if you get spotted easier in a couple of these nooks and crannies, those hidden positions you'd usually be hidden behind these girders, these pylons. Anyway, 33 seconds and action finally about to unfold here as the push comes in through the smoke. That's going to be dry for Sake and happily takes 3, almost a 4th as he swaps to the AWP as quickly as he can. Just calls only good for 1. And it's up to Niffy in the 1-on-3 to maybe make this happen, but with 15 seconds to get to site and plant and 3 CTs in his way. This one is all over Red Rover Paper X. This is the 15th every day of the week.
Well deserved as well. They're looking really solid on Vertigo. That's going to reset ZIGMA's money, who couldn't get access to a bomb plant. So their buy is absolutely cooked here. Most players sitting around 3 or 2k. Surely that's going to be Paper X to secure the 16th 11 and push us through into a third. Really, really nice pick of Vertigo here. It has been a very shaky map for ZIGMA. And although Paper X haven't played many officials on it, at least not ones that I have access to on the good old HL TV and things like that, they look well prepared. They look pretty solid.
Oh, Mindfreak. 2 early kills as well. That's huge for him as the trade comes through for Niffy. That's going to be the bomb down in the open. Paper X. It's on a silver platter. The map for them right now. Crossfire, but the objective has been lost. Whisked away by reality. There's Niffy as well. He's gone for that Galil no armor, just prioritizing the utility. And on 1 HP, any stray nades, any stray mollies could just knock him down the notch that is necessary.
Retake on this site here. ZIGMA might be given it, but retake won't be too hard as long as these blokes with the Tech 9, Rolex in particular, doesn't get too many of these cheeky angles up close here.
Paper X just trying to be as thorough as they can. Niffy on the offline, knowing that Paper X's retake from ramp has been so damn solid. This time, Niffy down below on 1 HP has a huge amount of impact, tries to swing wide, and that's going to be the information necessary, but reality needs to win this fight, which he will, but the rest of the players coming in, moving towards the ramp now. 31 HP, make it 0. There you have it. Plenty of time for the defuse, and Paper X with the retake will secure Vertigo 16-11, and that'll take us to train as well.
Really nicely done. Good, pretty much done by committee there by Paper X. Good game plan, good use of the veto there just to get a bit of a fringe map that ZIGMA hasn't really had too much success on. And that's really, really nicely done. They even contested Mirage, which was ZIGMA's pick, one of the strongest maps for ZIGMA. So now we head through to train. This is a map that both of these teams are really, really solid on. So I think this is about to be fireworks in the third map.
Yeah, I reckon Train's going to be a stellar way to close out the series. But of course, look, Vertigo, that went so well. Even ZIGMA, look, we mostly wrote them off there in the first half, but even in the second half, that is when we sort of had to write them off. They couldn't really get anything going. They had a little streak in there, but, again, the economy was just so strong for Paper X that whole second half as well that it was just too much for ZIGMA to deal with.
Yeah, they definitely didn't look the same level of sort of reading the mid-round and playing off of each other and being as prepared on Vertigo that I've seen on Mirage or I've seen on Inferno. So I'm keen to see them be a little bit more comfortable in train. Same thing for Paper X. I think the knife round is going to be really, really important. Whenever you end up on a third map of train, whoever starts out on that CT side can make a hell of a difference if just keeping yourself comfortable, settling the nerves and getting yourself off to a good start possibly.
Well, there you go. That's it. The grand final of eXTREMESLAND 2020 is tied up at 1 map apiece. We are going to be going to train for the decider. Which way is it going to go? Find out very soon, just after this break.
Athletes are always challenging themselves to get better. You've seen this in all sports. Esports is no exception. You can never predict the outcome. The only thing you can control is how ready you are. Over and over, players adapt, trying to improve, fighting hard for every percent gained. Give everything you've got to the challenge and show your finest. Bring your best out. Strive for perfection. It's our goal, too.
Taiwan excellence empowers innovation in everyone's life. We keep moving forward to a wonderful tomorrow, dreaming amazing dreams and living fuller lives. Everywhere, every moment, every day. Taiwan excellence, everyday excellence.
there you have it. It is time for the third and final map of the eXTREMESLAND Grand Finals. It is going to be Paper X or ZIGMA coming out on top, and there is one map remaining. That map is Train, and we're already into the pistol round. It looks like ZIGMA are on that T side, so probably losing the knife round. Niffy just creating a whole lot of space. As Paper X, they've got IB control. They're going to be rotating around as well, and I'm expecting they're going to be setting up for the retake here, but PP spams one through the back green smoke.
Yeah, flank coming in from Tommy, though. Big opportunity for him to try to pick one of these Ts and create a little bit of pressure on that extremity, which will allow some of the CTs to come through Ivy, maybe come through CT connector, flash over the top of CT con. Tommy comes in from behind.
Oh, he wants more, though. And he's going to find it, too, just creating so much space. The comms will be thrown across, but Rolex, unfortunately, is going to be going down. So it's a 1-for-5 trade in the end, and 4 of those players survive for Paper X. Benkai, the only one untouched, but he's got no armor to get that free upgrade anyway. And Paper X will be very happy with that retake. ZIGMA, however, with the bomb plant, are we going to see a force buy, maybe?
Yeah, potentially so. That's pretty much 100%ing it, though, for Paper X, as far as I'm concerned. You win that knife round, start on CT. You win the pistol, start off your economy on the right foot. Let's see if ZIGMA is going to try to potentially put a wrench in those plans, though. As, like you said, you mentioned it, it's the force buy. AK's dropped over. You got the scout and armor for reality as well, and a couple of Deagles. This is not a buy you can take for granted if you're Paper X. And, you know, I'm seeing some FAMASs, I'm seeing some MP9s. These are not the kind of rifles, not the kind of weapons you want to be contesting an AK with, but Devi. If there's a man who needs to step up for Paper X on CT side Train, it's him, and already a scout headshot onto one of the AKs. Oh. And then he just loses most of his HP to another scout shot straight through the smoke. Gorgeous. Surely this is the flash in from Benkai into SL. Well, he hasn't picked a good timing for it. Oh. He just deagled 2 people from SL to Ivy. What? What? It's not allowed. Can't do that. That's really nice for them. They do drop a couple of guns, but this is the anti-eco that matters to Mac. Make sure they do this one cleanly. There's a couple of Deags on there from Sigma. But if Paper X can survive with a whole bunch of guns into round number 4, they're going to have a bit of cash in the back pocket. They will have started off Train very nicely, and I think they are very much so far. 2 kills already. Anti-eco's going swimmingly.
Let's see if Forsaken can make it happen from ladder again. Rolex looking for the spam without the info, and Forsaken, here's the reload, goes straight up and punishes ZIGMA for being solo in that position. Oh my, this man is oozing confidence at the moment, but PP hits one back. A nice dig straight through Ivy. 4v2 though, and ZIGMA still in a very rough position to try to make this round happen.
Yeah, maybe less so the round and more damage is what they're after. Very nicely done from Tommy. 3k from him to close out that anti-eco, and this is the dream start for Paper X. Grand final, CT side, you get the pistol, close out the full anti-force and anti-eco cleanly. Whole bunch of cash in the back pocket heading into the first gun round here. This is exactly what you'd be looking for.
All right. What are we going to see from ZIGMA this time? Looks like it's Ivy presence again. 3v1 in this position with Devi. He does have eyes on the prize. Looks like we are going to see an early Molotov coming out for ZIGMA, just expecting some early aggression with these SMGs to that location on the map. But it is going to be Devi with the AWP instead. Finds almost the second, but Reality will trade back through Rolex as well. One on the Forsaken, which is a huge pick to get. He's been so strong so far. for Paper X. Now going to see a flash lined up. Benkai going to fight fire with fire. Telling Tommy to hold said flash for just a moment, though. As Tommy now plays a dangerous game. Pushing his way over into Olaf. And that'll work out wonderfully. That's going to be some T-Con control. So we are going to see Reality starting to rotate back in. Someone's actually disconnected from the server as well, but it's a 3-on-3 for the moment. As this one work out, Reality finds himself Tommy. And Benkai still just trying to make his way in. Hold from the back of Green. Nice positioning. Finds Niffy. Reality going to be left in a 1-on-2. Hoping to find a line. Jump peeking. Benkai, what are you doing, son? Nadecon as well. Mind Freak. It is way forward in Reality. So close to the clutch, but Paper X hold it down for a fourth.
That was such a cute play from Paper X there, though. I don't know if that was intentional. I think it was. The molly on top of that SL door doesn't burn Forsaken, who, yeah, the flame sounds are still happening in SL, but Forsaken just walks straight into SL and tries to go for the play. And almost finds the timing there, but Rolex kills him full blind. I don't know what Paper X was going for. I think that was some kind of really sick set play, and I really wish I had access to Skybox to have a look at that, but fortunately, remote broadcast, what can you do? ZIGMA again with the Deagles, with the Scouts, trying to get some economic damage done after a bit of a close round in the previous, and Paper X, this could be a massive money settling round here. PP Overdose does find one frag, but for the most part, Paper X really mopping this one up, and you were saying oozing with confidence for Forsaken. I'd say that is most of Paper X right now as they survive again with 4 players up. 5-0 in the grand final. Hasn't even been 10 minutes. They're on an absolute tear here.
Just trying to make this one as quick as possible. Send a message on the defense because, well, let's expect ZIGMA to have just as solid of a defense as well there on the CT side. So far, things not going as expected on the T side, which is interesting because ZIGMA did have a couple of really nice T-sided rounds over in Vertigo, but of course, different map, new map, and different whole situation. Paper X seemed to have fully mentally reset after finding a map of their own. Devi flashed off the line. The second one comes through. Molly dropped as well. 3-2 split for Paper X this time.
Yeah, completely different setup. Where previously they had a lot of emphasis over towards Ivy. You're seeing them lean heavily towards SL and Inners. Devi on that uppers line with Mind Freak. Playing an interesting setup in general. Just complete retake on Ivy, allowing Benkai to keep tabs on that from the top of blue. We do have those 2 smokes in T-Con as well. So really kind of playing a disruptive game against ZIGMA right now.
Paper X constantly changing those setups as well.
Yeah.
You know, you can see even over towards B, you've got Mind Freak now just playing up. He did have Devi posted on uppers as well, but again, just rotating over, stacking that A site with 4 players.
Pretty impossible to read for ZIGMA as they do get ready for this Ivy split. Flash comes into dark side and in they go.
Ooh, on the way in, they come, but Benkai knocks them down a notch, as does Devi. Everything working out for Paper X again, and ZIGMA just being completely picked apart. Reality very solid on the AWP so far. Devi missed opportunity, going to be playing on the side of red. We're waiting for Rolex to make his way out of T-Con, just buying some extra time, trying to close that distance, and he's not going to find the man there in SL. Bomb goes down, and it's retrieved. Molly for Molly. Reality expecting maybe a reswing in the 1-on-2. He has
5
an
seconds.
opening to get this bomb planted. Tommy not going to be charging for him with minimal time remaining. Swings wide. Second man's there. Mind Freak comes into trade, and that is some great protocols looking to go together, making sure that that trade was 100%ed. And there you have it. Paper X 6-0. But these last couple of rounds have been quite costly for them.
Yeah. At least they did do a good job building up their money beforehand. So reinvestment comes straight back in ZIGMA. Full loss bonus though, plus the bomb plant means that, of course, they're on that T side. They are forgiven for dropping rounds as Gabe and Spoon feeds them a handful more money. So they're going to be able to continue buying and buying and buying. See if they start to get some rounds on the board. Paper X, not a good buy here. Only the single AWP on Devi.
Nice little pop flash there for Lowers. Throw that one in the old strat book. It's a fast approach towards out as PP Overdose he's had enough. He's swinging wide there through the yard. Benkai forced into heaven. Tommy isolated it. Back of bomb, and PP has done almost everything single-handedly. He's back to the 4-on-2 now. Mindfreak unable to do anything from heaven, and it's all up to Divine, a 1-on-4 with the AWP in play. And looking at the economy, maybe saving is the call to order. 1-on-3 as he slots one onto Just Cause.
Probably is for the best here. Money definitely took a hit after losing that last round, Mac. Maybe that's what ZIGMA needed, though. Much quicker strat onto that outside bomb site. You see Reality and Rolex just throwing flashes over the top of that outside train yard, maybe up above the sign, while PP Overdose does what he does best. Big wide swing from the man and a 3K. Cleaning up all of those CTs on that outside site. Really nice strat from those boys. And we'll give them their first gun round on train. And not only that, kind of represents an opportunity to start to string some more rounds together as you do see that CT economy take a big hit, Devi. Keen to see if he's going to drop 2 rifles over. Does seem like it will be the case. 2 rifles thrown over there. Someone's going to have to go without, but for the most part, looking like a very solid buy here for Paper X. Do they go for double AWP? No. So just Tommy on the MP9 and everyone else will be able to buy. But that's going to be the bank accounts emptied for Paper X. Big opportunity here for ZIGMA to break that bank and start to trade rounds back and forth.
Oh, look at this. We're going to see a 3-man push straight up the lower ramp, it seems. Rolex has been throwing this default utility round after round. Tommy playing anti-Devi on the line. And you'll have to see it. ZIGMA might just be walking straight into this trap as well. In comes one flash, expecting the second. We've seen this before. 2-man peak high and low, and Tommy good for 3. No way from that position. Ridiculousness. Devi peeks in to try to find both the final man and the second, but he's only good for 1. PP Overdose now going to be planning this one very open indeed, and Benkai misses the sitter. Oh my.
I want to take this round for granted. Definitely one PP Overdose can win. He won't do so. Benkai keeping him in check. It's going to be another round for Paper X, who, like you said, read the default of ZIGMA. That was a bit more than a default. Was the same inners take with the same 2 flashes that they've been throwing time and time again at Paper X. They design a setup to be able to deal with that. They want to try to isolate that one player defaulting towards inners like you did say, Mac, but instead it was the whole team. Either way, his setup is so strong that it works out. Big MP9 spray from Tommy in combination with Mindfreak just putting out a lot of damage with that M4. And that's enough for Paper X to get that round done. Now ZIGMA trying to put together another buy here. Loss bonus still built up for them. Will allow them to do so. Yeah, that's for Paper X. Still having some economic woes, but a solid buy at least for now.
Four-one set up again. Paper X scaring ZIGMA away from the B site. This time Reality, though, sliding one through and gaining a man advantage, but Forsaken, he's had enough of that one. Expecting a flash in, and he's going to go in late off the back of it. Finding one of the Rolex and full ladder control as well. Mindfreak actually lurking over towards uppers now. Might have been heard with the jump. It seems like he has. Just waiting on the other side. PP wants this entry. Smoke fading. Favoring Mindfreak for 2. Ridiculous scenes here. And ZIGMA, they are going to be able to find another on the entry. Reality so sharp on the stick so far this match. And he's looking for more. Over the top of the smoke, unable to connect it. Might just peek from the back of Pop, and he does. Okay, now on top, and Tommy,
wow,
he's going to be a victim as well. The ace for him on the AWP is what is necessary to get ZIGMA a second round.
Not only that, though, that resets the CT economy. You couldn't have much more impact, and then, you know, Paper X is kind of putting them to the sword. Setups are working beautifully. Some of that mid-rounding and that last round, the individual pushes were working out for Paper X. But once they got into that 3-on-2, people just kept peeking Reality. He just kept re-peeking. It just kept connecting those shots. And after an ace, that's a reset on the CT economy. And it represents an opportunity for ZIGMA to get back in this half after a bit of a rough start. This could really start to become quite close from here.
Let's see if the default pistols alongside the Deegs can get any damage done for Paper X. ZIGMA already sliding a few players towards the outside. Again, Reality having some influence. 3 kills already on the big green. And there you have it. 1 casualty for ZIGMA, but a relatively clean round, all things considered.
Orpo really stepping up big here for ZIGMA on train. That's exactly what you want to be seeing. 14-7. He has got, what are we at, 12? He's got pretty much the same amount of kills the rest of the team has at this point. Reality has 14. The other 4 players on ZIGMA have 15. So he's really putting the team on his back here. And Ace in a really important round. Forces Paper X on a double eco. That's crazy. Can't have much more impact than that.
Yeah. Oh, big nade. Straight into reality and dealing with the carry at the moment for ZIGMA. So Paper X going to be happy with this one. A couple of little chip tags over towards the T-Con players. And Ben Kai unable to get anything done as he just strafes out from the back of green. Mind Freak. A couple of nice bullets. Might be able to find something. And he finds the AK he will. Okay. Escaping back up ladder. And now ZIGMA in the 3-on-1. Don't want to give him any opportunity. So we are going to see that bomb retrieved very late indeed. Rolex as well. Expecting a bit of a lurk, bit of a flank from Mind Freak, who's happily just holding his ground over towards Brown Holes to save.
Everyone on Paper X doing it by committee right now. ZIGMA going to now get themselves that 4th round after navigating 2 anti-ecos. But this is where the going gets a little tougher. We'll be going up against yet another buy. Opportunity for Paper X to double orb if they want to as well. So let's see if ZIGMA are going to be able to continue trading rounds back and forth and keep this T side nice and close so they can try and close on CT.
And the save will end up being successful. Okay, it is. I thought Niffy might have maybe had him on the flank there. There you have it. Paper X given an AK. Now, this is danger territory. However, ZIGMA, again, keeping the half close after a bit of a walloping in the initial stages.
Single AWP here for Paper X. As well as that AK. Gives them a little bit of extra money in the back pocket. Later on, Mind Freak can be a bit of an AWP bank, as he hasn't had to purchase a rifle in this round. ZIGMA seems like they want to put emphasis onto Ivy as well as Inners, giving up control of T-Con, which Paper X will gladly take. Haven't even had to invest a smoke in there. Tommy's just walked in for free. Seems like most of them set up around that position as Mind Freak plays solo toward Inners.
And everything slows down again. Paper X just waiting for a bust to happen, saving a decent amount of utility to flash their way back in. Slow down the push from ZIGMA, but it's going to be T-Con control for Tommy, aided by Forsaken up on blue. And ZIGMA, after initially noticing that that was the setup, have decided to go back towards Brown Holes.
Yeah, they had no idea. Now you're looking at Mind Freak, who's sitting in Flamey. Benkai's on the off angle to catch players coming out of upper ramp.
Oh, Mind Freak, unable to get anything done really from underneath Cat. ZIGMA, though, still at a man disadvantage, but not for long as reality. No. He's really looking to cause some more damage again. Bomb's gone down, and Rolex tries to posture himself forward.
Retakes on Inners are usually pretty doable, but when reality's hitting everything from this position, you've got to be careful. Rolex as well at the back of Oil doing great work.
And Forsaken just edging forward. If anyone's going to be able to make this round happen, it's this man, surely. But Rolex so strong from the back of Oil, and he's got the extra information as well. Find so much time. That's going to be the round already. No time for Tommy to get his way back into sight. Reality from the top of Pop denies the exit. There you have it. 5 on the board for ZIGMA.
They're
so much influence from reality now.
Yeah, they're really putting the pressure onto Paper X, aren't they? And some of the other lads are starting to step up a little bit more on ZIGMA, getting themselves rolling. Paper X taking a timeout. What was a dream start on CT side train has turned into a bit of a nightmare. They've had to take a save here, most likely. And they haven't really found an answer for ZIGMA at the moment. Reality in particular set this man up in a post plant with that AWP, and don't think you're getting back into the site. Oh, there's that AWP bank coming into fruition. Mindfreak drops Devi and AWP, as you did see him save the AK in the previous. So that's how PaperX choose to invest that money. Grab him an AWP, force up a couple of pistols around it. We've seen rounds like this work in the past.
Well, PaperX, that initial aggression we were seeing seems to have slowed down, you know. They had a whole lot of confidence coming into the first half, and then as soon as ZIGMA started to stack on a couple, it seems that the tendencies have all changed. Now let's see what Forsaken does here. Looks like we are going to see PaperX just keep barely enough to buy into the next one. So it's the hero AWP with a whole bunch of guns around it.
Yep, just AWP and pistols. AWP will be taken over towards CT Con for the time being.
Oh, Forsaken going to be caught off guard. And again, the A-site defense starts to crumble. ZIGMA looks like they are going to be committing to this position. Mindfreak could flank ladder, but Just Cause seems to be aware, happily holding the map control here as the rest of the troops regroup and look to split in from Ivy.
Yeah, ZIGMA setting up for that Ivy split, starting to walk in.
Ooh.
Devi catches one though. AWP showing a bit of influence here.
It's a situation that could get a little bit deadly as Tommy flashes in through that smoke as well, trying to make some space for Devi, who's going to be spotted on the back of bomb. Awkward, but Rolex manages to clean up as much as he can over the top of the bomb. Surely we say see you later to Devi. We certainly do. Just Cause as well. Slots yet another 3 kills for him on the anti-eco, navigating that one well from ladder. 2 kills straight down Old Bomb at the end of the round. And there you have it. ZIGMA now looking like if they keep this momentum up, might actually have the advantage at the half.
Yeah, sick turnaround from them, hasn't it been? All off the back of Reality forcing them on a double eco, and that's where ZIGMA really starts to get the momentum rolling back in their favor. PaperX, though, can buy up yet again. Glass cannon on Devi and all rifles across the board. Still could try to sneak a few rounds away towards the end of this half, but ZIGMA with a very strong economy now. Mindfreak hears all of those footsteps, but they're heading straight towards upper ramp Mac.
Although, Mindfreak in a very solid position to deal with this one, fighting from that first lane, as we are going to see Reality try to find him from above, but there's a whole lot of reinforcements coming in straight through Con and PaperX. Now with a 3-man advantage, make it 4 as Forsaken pushes straight in. Rolex, he's going to be heard tagged at the back of Pop, drops his AK for the AWP, and it looks like he might just try to hold off any aggression, but Mindfreak swings in with the USP and says, see you bloody later. That round works out wonderfully for PaperX, who finally find the majority here on the CT side.
Really nice stuff. See if they can sneak themselves away a 9th round. This was their half on a silver platter, more or less. But it's never that easy in the current state of the economy. Up against a T-side team that's at full loss bonus. They just get unlimited money, never get punished for their mistakes. And yeah, at the end of the day, that's part of the reason why ZIGMA gets back into this half. Also some heroic individual plays getting the momentum back in their favor. But this is where PaperX can salvage if they can try to take a 9th here. They have stopped some of the ZIGMA guys from getting out, but again, of course, it's Reality. Gets boosted up, picks off Forsaken on top of that green train, and now pressure on PaperX with a man disadvantage.
Let's see if Tommy can even the odds. You can see that he wants to go for an aggressive play. Into T-Con, just waiting close to blue. Looks to play the wall instead, just waiting for this flash to come through from Benkai. There it is, and he's maybe able to get 2, but he can't find either of them. Oh no, travesty for him. Oh, he did actually get PP, rather. I thought he didn't get the pick, but it does get turned back by Niffy. Rolex lurking in. He's going to find Benkai looking the whole damn wrong direction, sneaking in silently, contacting through Ivy. From here, 4v2 Mindfreak slides yet another one back in. Devi can't fight from the bottom of the ladder. And this is just going from bad to worse at the moment for PaperX. ZIGMA should have secured themselves a 7th at the end of the half, but you don't want to write off Mindfreak. He's doing all the heavy lifting at the moment for PaperX.
Trying to complete this 1-on-3, see if he can isolate one kill, but Reality's already posted on that line. Just waiting for him to put a throw out of line, and that's nicely done. Of course, it's Reality to close the half. 18 bomb from the man. He's put ZIGMA on his back this half. So many impactful kills, so many impactful plays. That's allowed ZIGMA the room from what was a 6-0 half. In the next 9 rounds, they go 7-2 and end up going into their CT side of this grand final with a hell of a lot of momentum and confidence.
Let's see who can take the pistol, because of course this pistol is going to be extremely important from the current scoreline. Paper X equalize, or will ZIGMA start to waltz out ahead? Of course, that T-side pistol, very important to win for Paper X. Ooh, early out of smokes. Looks like we are going to see a split straight through ladder. 3 players dropping, expecting maybe some B aggression. Benkai now out T-Con. There's going to be a world of information. However, we're going to see Rolex isolated on side. He decides to fall back, and it looks like ZIGMA posturing for the retake as well.
Yep, bomb started to go down, but they've dropped a player or two who've just taken an extra step out of line there. CT's always good at punishing some of those players. Forsaken still holding on the site.
Ooh. A little bit slow to start there, playing from default, but he will be traded through by PP, who's just going to be pushing straight up the lanes right next to Red. Now Divide just swinging over to E-Box, knows that there's another man on side. It's going to be the tap between him and Tommy. It's all Reality to try and get it done with this USP, but he cannot. There it is, 9-7. Paper X finds that T-side pistol and should have a solid start to the second half.
That makes all the difference, really. I mean, it's all about keeping ZIGMA's economy in check. Getting that T-side pistol helps that out so much, and you're going to see ZIGMA actually go for the force buy here. That's interesting. I want to try and buy up into round 4 if this force buy doesn't work out. So really opting to save for that utility, save for that AWP. See if it does work out for them. Mag 7 on PP Overdose playing towards low ramp there. Just Cause as well. It's almost like one Mag 7 baiting another Mag 7.
You'd never expect it. You'd never expect it, though. Watch. PP, he's going to go large. 3 kills on the platter for him. Straight there. At lowers, maybe. If Tommy didn't pick Reality and open up Ivy.
Paper X very much just doing the default dance right now.
Oh, yeah.
Punishing all the pushes. Exactly what you want to be seeing on a round like this. Let's not run the clock down too much, though.
I don't know if you're a cultured man like myself, but I just did the Fortnite default dance. I don't know what you want to do with that. Maybe just ignore it. Anyway, into the B site, Paper X are looking to go. There's Rolex, edges across, might be able to find the info. Oh, Shadow spotted. See you later, PP. Bit big for his boost. Does get the bink off to Tommy and sends him down to 19 HP. XC all the way through the B site. Rolex cannot wrangle the spam back, and it's up to Nifty coming in on the flank. Finds one, but no AK in hand for him. Bomb retrieved, but not planted for Paper X, but they're going to be happy with 10 rounds.
Very nice. Now ZIGMA have to take the save. A bit like I have to save this cast after that comment. And
I apologize.
We'll see, honestly, if ZIGMA get any damage done. Didn't really have a whole lot of luck in that last round. You're seeing Paper X 4 of their players with a fair bit of cash to work with. So do you want to see that trend continue and keep that T-side economy strong before ZIGMA can put a gun round on the board in the next?
It's just going to be a shooting gallery here. Tommy happily copping those ecos. Mind free close range with the Galil. He's just going to be farming up these unarmored Zigmians.
Is that what we're calling them now?
Yep, Zigmians. There you go.
Some kind of alien.
Sorry, Zigmanians.
Getting to that point in the night.
There you go. Solid anti-eco coming up for Paper X, who are just edging ever so close to winning the grand final here of EXTREMESLAND.
Well, double AWP for ZIGMA. Let's see if that is enough to put a bit of a spanner in the works of those plans. Seems like Paper X wants to go for a very quick set play. Smoke onto upper ramp, smokes onto outside. Rolex, though, doubles up in SL. That just shuts that down before it even gets started. Molotov still on T-Con. Paper X isn't even out of T-Con yet. They've lost all map control.
Rolex with yet another just jiggling. Reality chimes in. Again, huge influence with that AWP this game so far. Push through the smoke from Niffy on Rolex falling. Great protocols being displayed in ZIGMA. All they needed was their rifles, was their bite, and some solid timings. Of course, getting into spawn, getting into or getting out of spawn and getting into ladder as well was something huge there for Rolex in that round.
Best double AWP rounds are the rounds where the AWP barely even has to do anything. Did get the one kill in there, but multi-frag in SL, very, very impactful. That'll buy through here for Paper X. Scraping the bottom of the bank account, though, now. Divide buying up that AWP. And this is where I'm looking at how limited the flashes are. 2 flashes on Paper X against a double AWP. Need to be careful not to put a single toe out of line, or you definitely will be picked.
Very slow approach, but tempting fate there. Fortunately for PP, he doesn't go too far forward around the corner. Knows his lines here on train. Paper X, again, happily holding. Bit of a default, looking to punish any over-aggression. Rolex just lurking under the ladder, waiting for his prey to fall into the trap, but it looks like that won't happen. Paper X are just going to be grouping up, looking to throw these bomb train smokes and send their way towards outers. But look at this yard control for ZIGMA. That's going to be so hard to get past.
Yeah, I'm keen to see if they're going to actually smoke off SL on their way into the yard. But double AWPs, you're going to have to be jumping some great lines here to avoid these.
Well, that's one line that has not been jumped effectively. Reality connecting. It's going to be double AWP on the side of Red, just peeking one another again. This one's going wonderfully so far, but Mindfreak over the top is not going to be able to beat Reality. No scope, straight on bomb. Benkai playing here on Idiot Wall. Mops up 2 already. They know where Nippy is as well. He's made a whole bunch of noise, but from the back of Green, maybe they don't know of his position. Just looking to hold the timing. Eyes on the prize, and Benkai going to be isolated over towards ladder. Devi trying to fall away, which he will do successfully. But again, Benkai bomb over towards this B site, has to plan on his own. And Niffy knows there's no time for his teammate to rotate in. Benkai just needs to try and bide as much time as possible. In comes Devi at lowers, looking for info. Benkai spotted. Devi on peek from the back of pop, connects perfectly, and Paper X take it to a 4-round lead.
It's going to be a bit of a reset. ZIGMA will probably have to take a single save as Reality's down at 2.6 there. That's Devi and Benkai just combining to ace the other team between them. Nicely done. Puts Paper X in a very strong position. Kind of similar to what you saw in Vertigo, actually. Giving themselves a bit of a round buffer, which, I mean, last time it's helpful on the CT side, even better on the T side where you don't even need that much forgiveness or that much room to work with. It's a bit of a bonus on top, really. ZIGMA investing in some of the digs. And this is the problem with chasing the scoreline lead on CT side. ZIGMA have looked bloody great when they have their money together. But how many rounds are they going to be actually allowed to do that? They might not have enough rounds where they have clean enough money to actually close train here. That's the problem, you know, with chasing on the CT side. Even though they did a really great job on their T side, Paper X getting that pistol, getting off to some good starts could make a difference.
Issue is, ZIGMA have certainly chased the information. They've put Reality all the way through Ivy, who's hot on the heels, and the stack on B as well. ZIGMA, they're in the perfect position to deal with this push as well, but unfortunately getting picked apart one apiece, not able to trade at all. They've all just been completely destroyed here. Reality going to be caught with his knife out on the flank, and that is a perfect round for Paper X. Starting to build that economy and making the end of map 3 here in the best of 3 look like it should be a breeze.
Yeah, that's just a... Even though you have a perfect read, the execute's just a little too strong against the pistols. All the mollies in the great positions, flashes over the top as well. Double AWP again for ZIGMA. This needs to actually connect here. They don't have very many gun rounds to be playing with here, and Paper X still has good money. Quick smokes on outside. Paper X forcing it straight out T-Con.
There you have it. Swinging wide, swinging with some damn pride. Molly not going to be able to force Niffy out into the open, but it does put him into the corner. Goes down to 10 HP, just barely. Bit of a spam, had to drop the smoke to survive, and he's going to find one more from that position, which might just buy some extra time for these rotations to come through. You've got Reality from the back of Ivy as well, just trying to thread the needle. And Just Cause just waiting so damn long for this smoke to fade. Divide, another Niffy falls, and it looks like the save is the call. Paper X, a 14th found with 4 alive at the end. This is huge for them now.
Setting themselves up to win the CA portion of eXTREMESLAND here. ZIGMA kind of caught reeling. Haven't had enough of a chance on this CT side to get going. Even though the T side loss bonus was forgiving them in the first half, they're unfortunately not having the same benefit here. Can't really rely on that CT side. And Paper X are having a hell of a T side here. Again, similar to Vertigo, similar to what we saw on Mirage. They just seem to have so many executes, so many variations, so much prep on that T side. The calling has been great when the executes are lining up well with what ZIGMA is doing. And they don't seem like they can be stopped.
Paper X, what are they going to do to try to close things off here? It's a smoke over towards Con. Nice and early. But ZIGMA drop one at lowers and stop them in their tracks. So the B rush is cancelled.
Doesn't look like it's going to be more of a B execute now. 2 players already in position for ZIGMA. Smokes go over the top. Molotov is dropped by Just Cause, but he's out of position here, getting mollied and getting flashed as well, Mac.
Yeah, forced into Summit and out of position by yet another Molotov. Forsaken comes into trade, and this is going to be the numbers advantage for Paper X. Bomb still needs to be planted on site as the cover does come through. Now, Divide gets that bomb plant secured. Mind Freak in an advanced position as well. Right in below, getting all the information that's necessary. PP Overdose dealing with one player at least. Niffy falling without spotting. Mind Freak below. And this is just going from bad to worse now. Reality, if anyone can do it, it has to be this man. Missed opportunity and traded as well. Divide, the punishment for missing that shot is a little bit too grim. Paper X now, championship point for them. In round 24, they've got 6 rounds to play with in regulation. And ZIGMA, the economy is not in a good way.
No. Paper X looking really good here. 2 reverse sweep after a very close Mirage. A good pick of Vertigo. Now on to Train. Looking to upset their second Thai team in a row to take the SEA portion of eXTREMESLAND. And that's the way you got to do it. Thailand, very dominant in this region in the last little bit. But looking like Singapore, Indo, CS back in a big way with this team. See if they can actually close it here. Only Famis is an MP9, but the MP9 does strike first, and that's going to be an upgrade to an AK, which makes this buy a little bit more difficult to deal with. And with how split up around the map Paper X are, they might actually have a difficult time closing this round here.
All timing. Favoring ZIGMA this time. Reality with the double. Nice and early. Let's see if ZIGMA can maybe make the comeback start to happen, or if Paper X can navigate the round well again. We've seen them do it a few times tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see it once more. Look at this. Mind Freak starting to make his way out lowers. Just Cause on the back of Brown Train as well. But Reality's pushed forward, found himself a 3rd for the round. That's huge damage. But again, he can't just be the only man to do this. Mind Freak now out towards the B site. Bomb still over towards T-Con. And Mind Freak looking to take the fight here. Certainly, he'll be able to count the numbers in a moment. Continuing to jiggle, just trying to go wide over on the top of Red. Reality gives up his life, feeling it, but not much longer.
Yeah, Mind Freak having a hell of a game right now. He's putting the fear of God in ZIGMA right now. Benkai creeps out T-Con. Times PP Overdose so well, sneaking through to Olaf there. And Mind Freak getting a wriggle on back to SL, but that's where PP Overdose lying in wait might catch him unawares.
Oh, and Knife Out at least jumps to check it. Unfortunately, won't get any more than the information. Benkai trying to plant at the back of Bomb, but Just Cause coming in with the Knife Out, as well as Rolex sneaking in from Old Bomb. There you have it. ZIGMA buy themselves a lifeline. 9 rounds secured. And Paper X not going to be the champions just yet.
Well, they're up 15-9. They have money to play with, plenty of room to work with here. This is where I'd like to just see them take attack pause. Get Alex talking nice and early on. Talk about the game plan to close this game. Let's not get silly. Let's not rush things too much. Don't think they feel threatened enough to have to take a pause just yet, though. T-side has been going swimmingly for them so far. Difficult buy to contest, though. All upon reality, the man is putting ZIGMA on his back right now. They got a couple of AKs to work with as well, and full util. Let's see what Paper X think is the call to close the game here. Seems like a lot of footsteps over towards inners where reality is making an entry in here. But he's caught off timing.
No.
That might be the straw that broke the camel's back, Mac.
Certainly might. Just Cause as well going to be stuck close there at Coils, and he will buy a lifeline yet again, finding one on the Mind Freak. Forsaken goes down to Niffy with a bit of a spam too over towards Ivy. Getting a bit big for his boots, lurking in that direction. Now Paper X, they've lost that man advantage that they managed to scrape in their favor early on in the round.
It's rushing things, trying to force the issue, trying to force the end of this game a little bit too early on. A couple of mistakes being punished there by ZIGMA. Now Paper X looking to try to force things through low ramp.
Oh, this is going to be a dangerous one because Just Cause is around the corner. Molly forces them back. But with still 54 seconds to play with, there's a chance. There's a moment. Smokes all the way around Pop. Now Just Cause might have still found himself a little line. He does,
Wow.
but Benkai knocks his head straight down a notch. There you have it. He will escape back to lower, but not for long. Niffy spams towards him. Denies him his life. Line found to vie on just 36 HP and a 1-on-3. At least he's got the AWP to play with, but again, PP Overdose is going to be denying this rotation through ladder. 26 seconds. PP is going to try and 100% this one. Peeks out off the timing, hearing that scope. And there you have it. ZIGMA at least get across to the double digits, but they've still got 5 more rounds to play for overtime. Paper X taking a timeout here as well, just figuring out what they need to do to maybe close it out here and now.
Yeah, they got a couple more timeouts to play with. So I like them just taking a timeout nice and early on. Plenty of room left in this half. Just have a good chat about how they want to be closing this game. Because they're getting a bit too antsy. They're trying to force the issue a little bit too much here. Defy grabs himself an AWP. They still have access to a pretty good buy here. They do have the loss bonus behind them on that T side. So plenty more buys in here. It would pretty much be a calling failure to not be able to close the game from 15-8 T-side train. You got so many opportunities to get across the line. You've seen plenty of CT rounds from ZIGMA. This should just be your game. All it takes is that one good call or just a one big play or good timing on that T side. Let's see if Paper X has it. 5 in a row from ZIGMA is a big ask, and it's going to take more than reality just fragging his nuts off to get them back into OT and give them a shot at this grand final.
So let's see what was discussed by Paper X and where they're going to be setting their sights. Looks like it's over towards A early on. E-Box, Smoke, and Sandwich are going to be thrown, although it looks like E-Box might have just missed the mark as well. Bit of a rough one. And Divide, that is kicking things off nicely. On to PP.
This is where you just want to see the T-side team keep things super simple. You got that man advantage, just group up and hit something together.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for the pushes, wait for the mistakes to come out. ZIGMA leaning a little bit more heavily towards inner. Playing retake on that outside site. Plenty of util here for Paper X, who are just pumping the brakes, but they're running the clock down a lot. Hopefully not to their detriment. It is a full stack on inside here from ZIGMA. That's exactly where Paper X is heading. Bit of a gamble might really work out here. But the bomb staying in towards outside. I think it's going to be... Is this a split through SL? Seems like it.
Well, if Rolex finds himself the double here, which he
Beautiful.
will not expecting the 2-man drop. It has not gone in his favor at all. And now it's a 3-on-5. ZIGMA need to fight for their hopes, fight for their dreams, and try to stop this bomb from going down, which is in its way towards the side. I thought there was a chance for Nippy. Goes for the bang up, but he cannot connect this time. Reality coming in from the back of Old Bomb will find one. That is a solid way to start things on the retake. Just Cause into ladder, but he's going to be heard there as well. Forsaken, eyes on the prize here from U-Box, but he goes for the quick switch. What is going on? Just Cause traded out by Benkai. Now there is another chance. Reality 1-on-3. He's tried to do it before, but he's not going to do it this time. And Paper X are your Extremesland 2020 champions for Southeast Asia. 16-10, 2-1 in the final series. Whoa, what a game that was. And Paper X certainly fighting hard for that one. Finally able to close it out on train.
And that's not something you're going to see that often. Benkai and Forsaken, bottom of the scoreboard. Mind Freak and Tommy, what a bloody game from those blokes on the rifles. Mind Freak in particular on that inners anchor. And then even on the T side, just making big plays. That was a massive map from that man. I'd love to see a lot more maps like that from him. It's not really the man I always expect to step up, but this Paper X roster looked really solid in Extremesland, and I'm hoping that they continue this really good run of form in 2021, because SEA, for good reason, being dominated a long time by these Thai teams, a lot of talent in that Thai region, but I'm keen to see these blokes just put their names on the map, and winning Extremesland right at the start of 2021 is a good way to do it.
Oh, it certainly is. Look, a very good kickoff to the year, considering, unfortunately, we didn't get to see a whole lot from Paper X last year. So this is a great way to start things. Hopefully we get to see him invited to a few more tournaments and we get to see these names play, because that was just such a solid showing, you know. But you have to give it to ZIGMA as well. They played so damn solid tonight. They managed to take Mirage very, very convincingly, or what seemed convincingly when you watched the game, but then you look at the scoreline, it was 16-14, so it showed how close both these teams are. And then, of course, the reverse sweep coming up for Paper X to secure the championship, which is, very, very good for them. So they're going to be taking home a big old grand.
Yeah, closing on T-side train. They got that Vertigo pick in there as well. Definitely a deserved series. I think they played around the veto a little bit better. Whereas ZIGMA, you could tell when they're on the maps they're comfortable with, when they're in a comfort zone, they're a very, very hard team to beat. And they showed that against Bren. But I think Paper X pushing them out of their comfort zone a little bit. They had the experience, and the individuals definitely playing a pretty good game today. So well deserved. Good to see a team, like I said, that's not necessarily a Thai team putting in a bit of a performance there. And I'm keen to see SEA just sort of continue being competitive and continue to grow, and maybe try to step up there with the rest of Asia, because, you know, obviously China is #1 at the moment. So I'd love to see in 2021 bit of an all-around performance, bit more of like what we saw from Boot Dreamscape a while ago, sort of contesting Tyloo and things like that.
Yeah, I feel like Paper X as well, they've gone through the hardest route to get towards the final and win it as well. Obviously going up against Whiteside, then Beyond, and then ZIGMA. So really had probably the hardest route, so they certainly deserve this victory. Anyway, Pilski, that brings us towards the end of the broadcast. So do you have anything you want to say to all of your fans out there before we do wrap things up here this evening?
Of which there are none. Nothing to my fans, but if you're a fan of Paper X, just keep an eye on these guys. They're looking pretty good. They're putting a lot of effort in. They got a lot of support around the team, and they got some really, really good players playing some proper CS. You know, none of this crazy Asia CS. So I really, really hope the best for them, and keen to see them continue to succeed.